Kicking like Dolomite. Last one got copyright. I'm kicking like Dolomite.
5 just to be sure.
The other.
Hey, one time, you ready? Got copyright.
Yeah.
Last one got copyright. Hey.
You know what time it is. Every time I rhyme is just a sign that I'm about to kill. Yeah, it's time for weapon wheel. We got the skill, we got the games. Don't make me grab the steel. I put a hole in one like Abby did to Joe. Yeah, when it comes to aiming, I don't miss like Master Chief. I'll grab the piece and give your ass a halo just for talking sweet. When it comes to gaming, yeah, you know our team's elite. Check the leaderboards, we run the game. You should pick up your feet. You can't lose them too smooth, just going to admit defeat. And ain't no capping around here, cause like Bond, I keep receipts. The most dangerous, better than these other guys. Try to come for us, what's like between your eyes like Jen Sakai. That's no lie, no prank. I grab the ratchet, no clank, and get my jiggy mask to show you how Jack Move got his name. Yeah.
Weapon Wheel Podcast.
Look. King of the castle like Cooper, captain of the ship. My name ain't Blandry, but don't make me have to hit the switch. We'll dump you overboard, then watch the views. I ain't talking Twitch. Hey yo, Alex, go ahead. Talk to him real quick.
Oh, the Dolomite is my name, and thick enough is my game. Dolomite, you heard her.
Claim it, a strike to claim it.
They had the nerve to copyright the game. Is this the bitches? Hey. Say yo, still putting wheels on the pavement. My game so tight, it's like Jordan 1 lazy. We stay in these gaming streets, ain't no way to be dormant. Hey, a Drake will leave your body uncharted like Lost Fortune. Coco long scene was cute, hey, and yeah, it served its purpose. But I'm trying to give a detailed description of what a hearse is. I say we flip the switch on these again before it get bland. I see a lot of pods jacking the format like Dapper Dan. You hitting the dislike button? You still a fan? Talk slick in the comments and like Dutch, I got a plan. We don't do the sneak dissing, that's that stuff that get you banned. Last time we told you I was squad up, you turned telling Ran. It's like I play with the sliders up. You just got 30, again turn me, the time is up. Since 2015, we been kicking game knowledge up. Dust your boots and join the crew if you wild enough.
Developers.
Dolomite, you heard her.
40 clips, kicking like Dolomite. Hey, 40 clips. Aimed at your fit beam, shotties, so much ammo, it don't make sense. Trying to compete is a sacrifice, die again in your afterlife. I'm taking a road trip, anytime you really wanna fight. Guns and body counts, that's all that I tend to like. Any other podcast, a copy or look alike. Hey, and what they say? Hey, what I say? Hey, I put them in the dirt, tussle get hurt, no face, no case, messed up like a jiggy merch shirt. Sliding in that vet, I'm gonna get back, time to pay that debt. It's time for weapon wheel.
Wonder.
What weapon wheel? We keeping it true, we keeping it real. What weapon wheel? They watch our moves, they copy still. What weapon wheel? We keeping it true, don't care about your feels. What weapon wheel? They watch our moves, they copy still. Weapon wheel, weapon wheel. Watch how I show you my weapon wheel. Weapon wheel, weapon wheel. Watch how I show you my weapon wheel. What weapon wheel? We keeping it true, we keeping it real. What weapon wheel? They watch our moves, they copy still. BG, Black Bond, Jack Move, Kid Smoove, Blandrew, Alex too. Damn man, that's a heavy crew. Other pods, they don't know what to do. They watching, they copy our every move. And they still fly like the Wii U. Jack Move voice, we saying ew. Hop off the roof. Long range, no scope, yeah I'ma shoot. Looking wanna play games, no David Blaine, but I'll make a nigga go poof. Oh, this not a game. Gang talk, looking at what you know about the slang. Hop out the range. All black master, don't step out your lane. Every week it's us on your screen. Every weekend we entertain. It's not a thing that gets in between me and my team, me and my gang. When I'm on the beat, you already know. Straight to the top, yeah, we about to blow. BG my dog, he told me let's go. Sit back, relax, it's time for the show. What weapon wheel? We keeping it true, we keeping it real. What weapon wheel? They watch our moves, they copying still. What weapon wheel? We keeping it true, don't care about your feels. What weapon wheel? They watch our moves, they copying still. Weapon wheel, weapon wheel. Watch how I show you my weapon wheel. Weapon wheel, weapon wheel. Watch how I show you my weapon wheel. What weapon wheel? We keeping it true, we keeping it real. What weapon wheel? They watch our moves, they copying still.
We got the guns on deck, no foul car, but you know I came with a tech. Yeah, since 2015, been stepping on the scene, putting foots on necks. Yeah, set 'em up, super soaker, pump action, wet 'em up, shooting out the. Yeah, we catching up. We bout to names, y'all are bark. Drop by midnight after dark. Gaming knowledge, fortitude. Top two and not the two. Weapon wheel. Get the cash and grab the steel. Yeah. Weapon wheel. Out the window.
weapon well, we keeping it true, we keeping it real. What weapon well, they watch our moves, they copying still. What weapon well, we keeping it true, don't care about your feels. What weapon well, they watch our moves, they copying still. Weapon well, watch how I show you my weapon well. Weapon well, watch how I show you my weapon well. What weapon well, we keeping it true, we keeping it real. What weapon well, they watch our moves, they copying still.
Out there.
Mic check, mic.
Hello.
Mic
What's
check,
up, dude?
mic check.
What's up, dude? What's up, my fucking guy? How are you?
Chat,
Yeah, not too bad. I don't know if you can hear me okay.
we hear you good, man. Chat, let me know if y'all can hear us. Let me get a confirmation in the chat. We're going to get right to it. I ain't wasting no time today. I'm respecting people's
You're jinxing
time.
yourself. You're jinxing yourself.
I'm respecting people's time today. Okay, we all clear? Okay, we all good. Listen, man, I'm getting right into the intro. Not wasting no time. This is Weapon Wheel Podcast. Yeah, doing it that fast. This is Weapon Wheel Podcast, episode 379. We are on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all of those audio streaming platforms. If you want to support us, go to patreon.com/Weapon Wheel Podcast. We got some great tiers on there that offer some great incentives. You know, After Dark, which is like a 6-hour extra podcast. That's in the $6 tier. You get 4 of those every month. That's, do the math, what, 24 hours of extra content a month for $6? Greatest deal in gaming. Can't deny
Boo!
it.
I hate when BG's efficient. Boo! I want slander. Boo!
No.
I want to go off track. Boo!
So check that out. Also in that tier, you get Planet Xbox early. Shout out to Kid Smoove and Addict. Make sure y'all check them out. Also, shout out to Alex. He came up with a concept, I think it was last week, for a new tier. And now
Fire! Did they send stuff in?
No, not this week.
Ah,
I think we got to announce it to the people, and then they gonna submit some. So there's a new tier. In the $12 tier, you get everything else, right? All the other stuff that you get in the lower tiers, but also in this $12 tier, you can submit an audio file to us, right? And you could say pretty much whatever you want. If you want to slander us, you could slander us in the audio. You could ask us a question. You could comment on something. Try to keep the comments and the questions to gaming, but you can slander us about anything. If you want to curse out Bond, say he's a meathead, go ahead, send us an audio clip about that. Record it from your phone, record it from your computer, whatever you do, and you could submit it to us by that tier. And if you need the link to drag and drop the file in there, just DM me on Patreon. So yeah, go ahead and make sure y'all send us some stuff. Take advantage of that tier. Thank you for letting me know the gameplay was not started. There we go. All right. Try to keep it under 60 seconds also, by the way. Get access to the Discord, our very lively, friendly, I don't know about friendly, but very lively community. They're pretty toxic, but they could be cool sometimes. And yeah, make sure you hit that like button. If you want to submit some gameplay to be featured, like what you're seeing, what you're watching right now, link is in the description for that. You can just drag and drop your gameplay in there. We appreciate any submissions. Yeah, appreciate all of that. And yeah, let's get right to the intros, man. Got 2 guests, first time on the podcast. Gonna start off with John. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up?
Okay. Any plug? Want to let the people know where to find you or anything? It's okay if you don't.
Yeah, sure, man. Monday evenings, I have a show with Keasante, dedicated more to like PC gaming. If anybody out there has bought a new PC handheld like the Asus ROG Ally, anything like that, or you're new to the PC space, that's a good show to tune into. I come at it from kind of like a beginner's perspective, and that's at 7 p.m. Eastern every Monday night. And BG, thanks for having me on again. I know we've been trying to make this happen for a few weeks. Been kind of busy with a few things, but we're here tonight.
Yep.
Fire.
Appreciate you coming on. And Nib, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's good? I've got nothing to plug. I just have a Twitter, that's it. So
All
it's
right.
NIB95_, that's it. No podcasts or anything. And again, appreciate you having me on. And also, again, we also similarly been very busy trying to get on this show, but I'm glad to finally be on it.
Yeah, I know it's late for you. It's like damn near 12 o'clock for you.
Yeah,
So
I know, man.
yeah.
I'm dead tired.
Yeah, we gonna get to try to
Yeah.
get to the topics on time and quickly, and feel free to leave whenever you need to. No pressure.
Yeah, don't
Would you-
rush things on my account. Take your time, like do whatever format you need to do. Like I'm cool with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you do leave early, you got to give Bond a kiss on the forehead though before you go.
Oh God.
Um,
All right, Alex.
This is Italian Nightclub. BG, did you get my VR gameplay?
I did.
Let's go! You go play.
I'm gonna play it when you're doing your review of it.
Let's go! You gotta have the audio though. That's gonna be part of the review.
I don't know if audio. No, I don't know. I don't know if I
Damn.
if I kept the audio.
Damn.
I don't know. I might have. Yeah.
Damn, dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
what are you actually playing on VR? Out of curiosity.
I'm playing Firewall Ultra, bro, but
Nice. Yeah,
I
it
wanted
just
y'all to
came
hear
out.
like the teamwork. Yeah, I want y'all to hear the teamwork in it. You feel me? But okay.
Maybe.
Overall thoughts?
Oh yeah,
we-
we gonna get to it. We gonna get.
Yes. Save
Okay.
that. Jack DM'd me because he loves the podcast and respects the podcast time so much. Exactly at 5:45 when he started, he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take a dump." Literally, and message me in the DM, say, "Hey, I'm about to take a dump." Like 24 hours in a day, and that's when he chooses to do it. Great
Well, he
guy.
told me he gets nervous before each show. I think that's like the nerves getting to him.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
That's what he told me.
Amazing. Great guy. Jack, you not there yet? Still in the bathroom? Okay. I hate this
Gotta
guy.
empty out.
He
before the show.
could unmute at any time.
Oh yeah. Probably took his phone and probably got his headset on the toilet. Filthy bastard. Disgusting.
That nigga wearing a mod mic while he on the toilet is fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it's insane. All right. So Bond said he's gonna come in like 10 minutes late. That's it, right? It's just Jack. What do I feel? Oh, it's Smoove. What the hell? I'm like, I feel like somebody's missing. You not done yet?
No, I just got in here, man. I don't know my being.
I just got in here. What?
Just got in is
Hey, I
crazy.
seen somebody in the comment section on my dick early. Hey, man, get you a condom, brother. Get you a condom. Get off my dick, brother.
You go home with
Wow.
something?
I forgot the white. Hold on.
Come on, bro. Stop telling us all this.
Yo, well, I feel like Jack got to roll his sleeves up when he wipe his ass. Nasty ass nigga, bro. Ugh. Hey, NIB, you use wet wipes? You use dude wipes, NIB?
Wow. What a question.
NIB?
Yeah, sorry, you guys brought it out there, but carry on. Yeah.
No, why you avoid the question?
Nah, it brought it out. All I heard was so I don't know.
Right,
I have no
right.
idea what was
Yeah.
said. You could have said anything. You
Facts,
could have
facts.
slandered me.
I could have said
You could've-
anything. I could have
You
said
could have
anything.
been like, we got him on just to insult this bastard. I don't know.
It's like, I'll ask again in about 20 minutes.
All right,
crazy,
cool.
Crazy bastard. All right. Alex, you did yours? You did, right?
Oh, yeah, this is Italian Nightclub. Hey, BG, did you get my Firewall gameplay?
What? Shut up. Why is your name Italian Nightclub this time?
You ever been to Jimmy John's?
I don't think so.
My name is Italian Nightclub because every sandwich shop in America has a very sassy sandwich name called the Italian Rub Me Down. It's like very sexy anytime they put salami and capicola on it. And I want to be sexy to that. So I'm an Italian Nightclub.
All right, got it. Got it.
Gotta respect that.
Yeah.
Got to.
All right. All right. Let me see. Where should we start today? A lot of stuff happened this week. Start with some smaller items, I guess. BioShock is laying off 50 employees in a studio restructuring, right? BioShock has really
You mean
fallen from
BioWare?
grace lately. BioWare, my bad. I said BioShock?
Yeah.
BioShock with a brain. BioWare.
Yeah.
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 They've really
The
fallen from
timing of
grace.
that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. They're working on Dreadwolf, right? And they still claim that they're also working on another Mass Effect, but that's way further down the line. I don't think nobody really respects them anymore, and I think they're like a skeleton crew of like the talent that they used to be.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading that it's a lot of their like upper tier, older staff members that have been laid off, which it might have just been a financial decision as well. You know, like the old guard who are probably getting paid a lot more. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I was reading some comments about like the timing of it. What with Baldur's Gate 3, obviously BioWare with Baldur's Gate 1 or whatever, they kind of initiated it. So it must be weird for them to see the success of Baldur's Gate 3 and at the same time have people laid off, you know?
Right. And I mean, I've never been a fan of Mass Effect. I know everybody always gets on me for it. Never liked it like that. I mainly only play. Oh, here you go, shitty man.
Did you wash your hands? Did you wash your hands?
Damn. Hey, BG, give me 5 minutes, bro.
What?
Nah, I clean my hands.
Wait, you take a shower after you take dumps, right, Jack? Because I do that.
Who the fuck got enough time, bro? It's bro. No, bro, I couldn't, bro.
So you just mud butt right now. Like you didn't really go.
Sir, I had wet wipes and I had toilet paper, brother. Gave it the good old
Nibs,
double whammy.
that reminds me. Nibs, do you use wet wipes?
No, I use a bidet.
Oh, you use a what?
See that boy fancy, a bidet.
You said a bidet.
Nah,
Bitch,
wet wipes.
you
You clog the toilet up, man. You're gonna cause fucking plumbing issues for your whole neighborhood.
Hey, BG.
You use hold on.
When you start fucking with white people like that, you got 2 white people on the podcast this week?
What?
Hold up, bro. Nibs,
you being racist today?
I know you get down.
I'm not white. I'm brown, man. I'm South Asian.
Oh, you brown?
use a bidet?
Yeah.
No,
I'm Hispanic, so.
Yeah.
So you just assume because he uses a bidet, he's white. That's crazy. Only white people can have the finer things in life, Jack? Only white people can have the finer things in life.
When I use it, do I go?
I apologize.
I'm playing Mario or something.
Do you when you use a bidet, do you start playing Fantasia? Like, there's no way that you use a bidet and keep a straight face. That's not possible.
I want to get one of those.
I don't like them.
For what?
Y'all ain't never wanted nobody to shoot some liquid in your ass?
Come on, bro. Well, how did we even get on this? First of all,
hey, shout out,
hey, Neil, tell me.
let's go.
Yeah, have any been to Japan? Like,
I think it's messy.
Have we ever been to Japan?
Yeah. Their toilets.
Nigga, if I went to Japan, I'd fuck up the whole infrastructure with they food, boy. I'd clog up the whole downtown section.
Oh.
I visited.
Damn, niggas don't even use wet wipes. God.
I visited South Korea earlier in this year, and yeah, all their toilets have that little thing that flushes your ass.
Flushes your ass?
That's a great way to say
much.
it.
Yeah,
Did
pretty much.
you flush your ass when you was out there, brother?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you don't.
That toilet turned you to a paperclip, nigga. What the hell?
Yeah,
a foldable chair.
You don't have a choice.
I like what I'm hearing.
Amazing conversation.
Did you, after hey Nibs, after you use the bidet, do you leave like a tip on the top of the commode? Like, do you thank you for his service or what you do? Like, that's got to be a freaky ass endeavor. I couldn't do it.
No.
Anyway, yeah.
Yo, wait.
You tell the toilet good game when you walk off.
Let's stay on this topic. So you know, with the wet wipes, you flush them down the toilet.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You got to get the plumber approved. Get the plumber approved pack.
I flush them down the toilet.
They're flushable ones, right?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're double checking they're flushable, right? Because
Hey, them motherfuckers go down when I flush. They go down when I flush.
Hey Jack. Some wet wipe. He acting like the wet wipes killed his parents, like Batman. Like some wet wipes did him wrong back in the 90s.
Yeah, what happened? Nah, you got a story. What happened with your wet wipes, bro?
Speaking from experience, bro, I had to undo the blockage one time, and trust me, you just see the.
You put your goggles on and dived in there to clean it
I was just like,
you probably got some scented shit in it. Messed up your booty hole. Is probably what happened.
That dude saw flushed away and said, "Hold on, they might be on to something."
See, we know somebody accidentally used Lysol wipes as baby wipes. They didn't know no better.
Wait, who?
You know what I'm talking about.
He's burning now.
Yeah, he said he got a burning sensation in his asshole.
My god, I remember them telling us that, but I do not remember who said that. Who was disinfecting the asshole? I forgot who said that.
If someone tuned in right now, they would have no idea this was a gaming podcast.
My best friend,
no idea.
This is the bidet podcast.
Asshole. That must have.
That dude was taking Clorox to his ass, bro. That's
then he turned around and said he liked the sensation. I'm like, brother, you can't be using them like that.
Oh yeah. Hold on. I know exactly who it is. Now, never mind.
Can we get back to gaming now, please?
I'm enjoying this conversation more, BG.
Shut up, Jack.
Facts, yeah.
No. Let's get back
Jack
to
moves
gaming.
Johnny.
Yo.
You take me as one of those guys that will go to South Korea and you'll pick the tear me up setting. You know, when you're done
Tear me
there,
up.
The
What?
tear me up.
I didn't know that was a thing. I like what I'm hearing, brother. I like what I'm hearing.
No, with all the
Hold on,
settings,
hold on. Did your
you
toilet
pick
every button? What
the
can it
tear me
do?
up setting.
Is the setting like is the setting like them chairs where you have like a tortoise and a rabbit? Like, is that the setting, or how do you? What's the image for the tear me up setting?
Oh man, I don't even know.
It's just a number.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much, yeah. It's just a dial. You know, you turn up the dial, and then you know it goes from tickle my
So it
hole to turn me up.
So you put it all the way to
It go,
max.
it go from,
I need the most fierce setting.
Oh, I seen
Fierce.
that went from 0 to nibs. I saw one that went from 0 to nib. That's the one I saw.
There you go.
Nah, I've not been that brave.
You got the demon soul settings of bidets.
Yes,
So yeah.
yes.
Hey, this nigga, he
Can
went
we
back into souls.
please
Goddamn.
get back to gaming now? Please.
Good combo.
All right.
Oh yeah. Good combo.
Great combo. Thank y'all. Great analysis. Just ESPN of bidets. Amazing.
First take.
Shout out to all the people laid off from BioWare. I guess so. Condolences. Let's move on. So question, real quick question. You know, Starfield is going to be a bigger topic later on, but they said that you know, that they almost had a protagonist that wasn't silent. The protagonist was going to have voice lines and all that. They changed their minds. Do y'all care, like in 2023, if a protagonist is silent or not? Do y'all think it matters?
No.
Oh, this is a very good question. I think if it's in first person mode, I don't give a fuck if they don't talk. But if it's third person, they definitely need some fucking voice, bro.
I prefer talking, yeah, because I feel like it's easier to relate and resonate to the character. Otherwise, it's just they're kind of emotionless, like they don't have a personality. You just whatever you kind of conjure. But yeah, I prefer talking personally.
Okay.
Depends on the game.
Okay, this is another question for everybody. Does a bad voice acting job ruin your experience, or can you tune it out? Can you just be like, this nigga, do you not even think about it? Or will you be like, yo, this dude cannot deliver a line? Like, what the fuck is they?
No, it lessens the experience for me, at least. Like sometimes, you know, when you have these games that they give you, like, you know, to pick between a ranges of voices, I always try to imagine what my character would be like, and whenever, you know, I could never match it up exactly how I can envision it.
Did you guys ever play Heavy Rain?
Yes.
Jason,
Yeah, I did.
Jason.
But that was more so of them only having like a canned 4 Jasons. They should have just had that shit. You could keep pressing the button here in the same 3 options. That's why that sounded crazy.
But also they had they had French Americans, but it wasn't really an American accent, so it kind of sounded a bit off key. But yeah, that was kind of a bit immersion breaking. But I wouldn't say I've had that many experiences of really bad VA.
Yeah,
I usually try to have my character sound like Viola Davis and whatnot, but I don't know. It don't really bother me.
It has to be really bad to like ruin experience. Like, what was that game that came out earlier in the year about with the 2 robot chicks that everybody was like acting horny over?
Atomic Heart.
Atomic Heart. Yeah, that guy's voice was horrible. You're right.
The lines,
I ain't get to play that joint.
The lines were really bad. I think his voice acting wasn't. I think the lines were just bad. And
you're right. It was more. It was more what they gave him to say, because it was so. I don't know. It really took me off, and I noticed it right from the beginning. Like right when I started playing the game, I'm like, wait a minute, something's off here. And the more and more that you kept on going, you're like, yeah, this shit's rubbing me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Question: Who is it? What's the last voice acting job that made y'all kind of be like, you know what? Kudos to this guy for doing what he got to do. And don't say Last of Us and don't say Uncharted.
An amazing voice acting job.
I mean, or just something where you thought to say, yo, they really selling this role. Like, I'll give an example. When I played Dying Light 1, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm fucking with this voice acting job. This is a good performance.
I would say.
Go ahead.
I would say Dutch from a lot of the characters in Red Dead Redemption, but definitely Dutch.
Oh.
That's where I was going.
Y'all saying Thor from God of War? Yeah, that was a really good.
Yeah, Ragnarok.
Yeah, really
where
good.
I was going with you, BG. I recently replayed Red Dead 1, and the voice acting in that game is still excellent to this day. For like a 13-year-old game, it's still top notch. And Red Dead 2, it's even better.
Mm-hmm.
I can say one that I recently that I don't enjoy much, or at least a character in it, which is Tears of the Kingdom. Like, don't get me wrong, I fucking love the game. But Zelda's voice, I don't know, it's too much. Like it's all the hi hi. It's just got this weird, it's like a constant. Just got
He
this
sounded like Bond
constant-
when he be doing his girl impersonations. That was crazy.
Yeah. I don't know, man. She's got this, like a neurotic high volume. It's like she's always really worried, and it's just like sometimes just chill and talk normally. But yeah, definitely Ragnarok. I think the whole cast from Odin to Thor, like phenomenal.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you, Smoove.
Yes, sir.
Awesome,
Yeah.
man.
We're just going over some other topics.
What's up,
Okay,
Smoove?
cool.
What's up?
Okay, so Charles Martinet is no longer going to be voicing Mario. Cool, I guess.
No, what a fucking legend, bro. What a fucking legend, bro.
See,
Yeah, who replaces him though?
What a fucking legend.
I don't know.
Chris Pratt's gonna replace him.
No, please.
Everybody knows
Chris
that.
Pratt's gonna replace him.
Nah, at this stage, it's gonna be some type of AI or something. Because I mean,
I'm not,
it's
man. Let Denzel Washington
not gonna do
voice that nigga, bro. Give me somebody fire, bro. That's what I
Shut
want. I told you right now. You go in that
So
mushroom
hold
kingdom
on.
right now.
I don't know if
that should be fire.
I don't want to discredit the man, right? But can we be real? The man just said "wahoo" and like made some random noises. Can we be real? Like,
He sounded like Nims on the toilet. Yeah.
yeah, let's not act like dude was what's that chick? You know, the chick who practically voiced every character on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
You talking about the black woman?
No,
Tara Strong?
she's a white girl.
Yeah,
She got
Oh.
Yeah, Tara Strong. Like she voices damn near like half the cartoons on the
I
network.
forgot about her.
Like when she stops, like she's a legend, right? This man did a few sounds for one character. I'm just not like,
Well,
you know.
so that's a good point because what is he recording for every Mario game? Because how many different
the
new
grunts.
things? Yeah, but are they just re-recording them or what? You know, like
nah, they're
maybe
still
if he
using the
gets a
same
new-
voiceover work from 1983, probably. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really heard
bro,
Mario engage in
y'all
much
got- y'all gotta give
conversation.
it-
You know.
Y'all gotta give it credit though, because like think about what's that nigga name from Star Wars R2D2? That was just a nigga screaming in a mic, but I mean it's iconic. Maybe there's nobody else that could do it like that.
Mm.
Ow!
I'm just
that nigga
not
did every
giving him
movie.
credit like he has some type of amazing range, or it's not amazing voice acting. It's just kind of iconic, but it's not amazing or anything like that. You know.
But you know, it reminds me of that guy, like who introduces fights, like he basically.
Oh yeah,
says
he's
same
one
shit.
note. He's one note.
He's one note, but he's iconic, right? So
You
they
talking
pay
about
him
Bruce
back.
Buffer, the Let's Get Rid of
Yeah.
the Rumble guy?
Yeah, because I think
Oh,
he
dude,
gets
that
like
guy-
500,000.
Yeah,
Plus.
but the thing about like him, right? The reason that he's legendary in like the fighting game, I remember him from the wrestling days. He would announce Hollywood Hogan and stuff, and the boxing matches, and he just hyped everybody up right in the beginning.
Mm.
So like he kind of hyped up the match. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like what his role was.
Yeah, but do
I
you
think he
not think it
trademarked
might
that shit
be-
too. That's why he was also.
But do you think it might be? I'm not saying it is, but it might be similar with Mario. Like if people notice Mario's voice is slightly different and off, will it?
I don't think they will.
No, they
I don't
definitely
think so.
would.
No.
You didn't see all this outrage.
I don't
for
think they
Chris Pratt
will, but
voicing Mario?
Nintendo's not gonna give a fuck. though.
But
That's the point. They don't
but
care, bro.
but the thing is, Chris Pratt wasn't sounding like Mario. Like if you never told us that Charles Martinet was retiring and like they got
That's a good
somebody
point.
else who could
I
like
agree.
mimic him, would anybody notice? No.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
100%. And Chris
It-
Pratt did a great
Yeah,
job in that
nobody
movie.
give a fuck.
So
Cause like dude from Family Guy, they got the original voice actor, he stopped, and they got another dude who just like is just really good at a lot of people's voices, and you can't tell the difference.
So do you think that's what they're going for though? They're just going to replace it with something that is basically the same, or do you think they'll mix it up?
Probably the same, I imagine.
I
Yeah.
imagine keeping the same. There's no reason to
Mm.
change it up. For real.
yeah, it could be that they maybe try to. The only thing I can think that they try to extend this, and I can't believe we're having such a deep conversation about Mario's voice. It's pretty much that if they like make an RPG game or something one day, and they want to give Mario a voice, I can see them
True.
going down the Chris Pratt route. Someone
True.
that sounds like him, and if not, they're just gonna keep on status quo. You're not
Yeah.
even like you said, BG. If they would have never said that the dude was retiring, nobody would know.
Yeah,
That's-
and just to
that's
give him
what I
credit,
think.
people in chat are saying he did do other voices. Okay, cool. But those other voices are probably more sound effects than much. Maybe a few words, but y'all get what I'm saying. Okay.
What's
I
the
want
latest?
Black
you
Mirror
know,
to
for
voice the
Mario.
game.
What's the longest sentence or paragraph he's ever said in a Mario game? So I actually don't know what he sounds like actually talking.
Has he said a sentence before? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember him saying a
I
sentence.
feel like he would sound like Death Singer if he said a whole sentence. Anybody want to think of my house? I feel like he'd say that. That's some dumb shit.
But that is a good point, right? Because if they do want to develop the games out and they want to introduce more like RPG type mechanics or whatever it may be, I don't know what they're going to do. Then he may actually just need to say more, and maybe he wasn't good at saying a lot more. You know, like I don't know. So it's a weird one.
Yeah. Okay. Next topic. So Microsoft announced the official Xbox Series X console wraps. Starfield Edition is available October 18th, $49.99. There's camo colors that are going to be available November 10th for $44.99. There's 3 launch designs: Starfield, Arctic Camo, and Mineral Camo. Custom precision fit. All vents are clear. That they don't block the vents, and you could pre-order now. So a lot of people, were making fun of these, but I don't
What, the
think
Xbox condoms?
oh man, that's what they calling them. I don't think they're bad, right? Because what's good about them is it's easy to switch out, right? It's literally like putting on and taking off a jacket. So you could actually probably sell more, because just like I think people who have a whole bunch of controllers are insane because they just want them in different colors, like they're color coordinated. Oh, it's Friday, I feel like using purple. I think all of y'all are mentally insane. But people probably do the same thing to their console, like, oh, I feel like having a Baldur's Gate wrap on Thursday, and then I'm gonna on Saturday I'm gonna switch to the Starfield wrap. People are gonna like start dressing.
I mean, people do that with their
console.
controllers. They choose different controllers depending on like what vibe they in.
Yeah, so I feel like there's nothing wrong with it, and it looks premium. It doesn't look like it's literally like a thin sheet of paper. It actually
No, they
looks
showed
like
it off at Gamescom. It looks solid. It looks like they did a good job to kind of make it seem like a custom console as best as they could.
Yeah, I don't
for
think
what it
it's
is.
a piece of paper. Isn't it?
No, it's not.
Isn't it magnetized like to close it, or is it?
It's a Velcro on the back.
Is it
I
Velcro?
saw,
Okay.
yeah, I saw a little bit about it. They covered it in Gamescom, and I saw a video somewhere. I'm sorry.
I don't know what
All
that
right.
was.
So they pretty much I think that this is a happy medium because look, at the end of the day, we're all fans of, the audience here listening to this and us here, we're fans of hardware. We would have preferred a console because that's kind of like what we're used to, but I think that this is a happy medium because it if you really think about it, I pre-ordered it, the Starfield edition. It's something to, like you said, wrap the console around for a little while until you get bored of seeing it with this thing on, and then you can take it off and you go back to how it was without having any not that you have buyer's remorse when you buy custom consoles or anything like that, but sometimes you feel like this thing's kind of dated, you know what I'm saying, and then you want to trade it in if another one comes out or whatever the case may be. So I think that this is good for people like myself, that I wanted a custom Starfield console to match the Starfield controller that I bought, and and simple as that. Dress it up for a little while, put it away. That's it. It's like putting clothes on, I guess, on my daughter's Barbies. She puts on different outfits and stuff. When she gets bored, she changes it out.
Yeah.
Nigga, we did not just talk about Xbox as a dress-up bar. Like, what is going on? Like, what is going on?
Why are you hating,
Barbie
Bond?
as well?
They can customize their console.
Oh
Do you have a daughter, Bond?
He just put some pants on his
How many
Xbox.
do you
It's not a
have?
big
Yeah,
deal.
Bro,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
hold on. Didn't we have a controller that you could like put jeans on like a couple months ago?
Yeah, it was a jacket. It was a hoodie. Yeah, I saw that too.
and now we have.
Oh, really? I ain't heard about
my
that.
God, now we got.
Yeah, because the controller gets
we-
cold, so you got to put on a little hoodie on it.
Hey, there you go.
Now we got grown ass men talk about dressing up a piece of plastic like a bar. Like I'm done, dog. I'm sorry.
What's the difference between
I'm done.
what's the what? But hold on, Bond. What's the difference between like the RGB and the stuff people do?
I knew
to
he
their,
was gonna say that.
and the stuff
Ooh.
people do to
What's
PC gamers with the PC
What's
with
this
their
in
rigs.
RGB? You because
Yeah, I mean, you light up your PC like a Christmas tree, right?
my fans actually
get on
have
that nigga
a
ass.
functional. My fans actually have a functional use
Right,
to
right.
cool the PC.
Right.
The RGB is just a byproduct of proper cooling.
That's how we cope. That's how we cope now.
Ask me this. Would I buy RGB fans if they didn't properly cool? Like I'm putting proper cooling over RGB.
You had a choice to buy them without RGB. You chose RGB.
I mean, can you? What fans can you buy now that really aren't RGB?
If you
Now,
look hard enough, you can find it.
Now, see, that's more work.
Oh,
You're telling me to do more work.
Stop putting jeans on your fucking PC, Bond. That's all we saying. Stop putting jeans on your PC.
Now, my CPU cooler doesn't have any RGB, and I have no issue with that. It's just a regular CPU cooler. I got what fit, and I put it in.
Do you leave milk and cookies out by your PC for Santa? Every night before you-
Shit, okay.
But you know what? If you're BG, speaking of kids, Santa ain't real. Sorry, anybody under 10 watching Weapon Wheel.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't think there's
If
nothing
they under
wrong
10
with
watching Weapon Wheel, nigga, they got a smooth ass brain.
Facts.
Well, there's nothing wrong with this generally, but just the concept of comparing your game console to a Barbie is kind of wild.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe dynamic themes is better.
It's just a vibe, bro. It's just a vibe, bro.
I think it looks pretty cool, but I have the same issue that I have with the fucking plates on the PS5. It's just too expensive. Like $50 for I get it. It's like a rubberized, slightly higher quality wrap. Like I guess it's like a mobile case, but still, like 50 quid or whatever it is. And then the plates as well for something that probably cost them like a couple of dollars or something. Like
10
it's
cents,
just
to be honest with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The
So-
only thing I would say is like I think special edition consoles, not that they're really that special or unique or a limited edition, but a wrap makes it feel a little bit less quote unquote special, I guess, for some people who buy, these editions. So that's the only thing. But yeah, I think it's fine.
I agree with that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So hey man, they like it. I don't see no problem. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's talk about this split screen, this Xbox Series S parity conversation that's been ongoing. So the head of Larian apparently was at Gamescom.
Larry?
I guess. Larian, right? That's the name of the studio, ain't it?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
I thought you meant
were talking about
Baldur's
Larry.
Gate 3.
No, yeah, Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, what's up,
Yeah.
Jazzy?
So
What's up?
he spoke to Phil Spencer at Gamescom, and apparently that all it took was a conversation with Phil, and he got approval to omit split screen from the Series S version of Baldur's Gate 3. It was just that easy.
Hold on, that's copyright. You can't be saying that.
My bad. That's you.
Yeah,
Right.
that's bond shit. What you doing?
I'll give you your royalties for that. But yeah, he had a conversation, and then the next day they announced that they can release Baldur's Gate 3 on Xbox this year. It's just that the S won't have it. And I'm on the side that I don't think anybody actually cares about split screen. Probably less than 1% of people probably use it. But
Even beyond that, though, I'm on the side of however we get the game out.
Yeah. So I think the bigger conversation is, okay, well, will there be a greater problem as we go forward? And are other studios going to want exceptions and concessions like you gave Larian? Because if you gave one, if you let one slide, hey Phil, bruh, I don't want to put this feature on the S either. What's up? So what y'all think?
Did you watch the interview with Phil?
With Dustin Legary, that one?
Yeah, because I think basically he was doing PR essentially, and I think like my read from it was he was trying to conflate graphics modes and settings with gameplay modes, because he kind of said, "Oh, we haven't really specifically mentioned that it's parity around gameplay," because he was like, "Look, we have differences between the versions all the time," and he mentioned ray tracing, right? But graphics features are not the same as gameplay features. So this is a bit unprecedented, as in the sense that I can't think of another game that has an actual gameplay mode difference. I'm with you. I don't think most people even care about split screen, but I think it's just what it entails for future, right? Because it's one thing having graphics modes different, but then if you're able to, lump in gameplay specific stuff with that as well, then the conversation gets a bit different. And I've actually got the fucking their certification document in front of me, and it does say XR130. It does actually say one of the stipulations is it says ensure that identical game modes are offered across console types within the generation. So yeah, they did definitely make an amendment to that for Larry.
Which is fine. This is not the first time Xbox has made an amendment to a stipulation that they had. We all recall the 360 era where you couldn't make a game that required a hard drive until GTA 4 came out. So
yeah, they had to drop the core like requirement or whatever.
Yeah.
But what do you think? Do you think more and more games? Because Immortals of whatever it's called, Avuem or whatever, that's come out, and I think that runs quite drastically different on Series S. So do you think in future, like, they might just cut more modes out? Like,
Was that the game? I think I saw on Twitter that it runs like at 430p.
436p, but it
That's
runs
crazy,
at 7. No. You can't do that. Unreal Engine 5 is destroying resolution arguments because it's cheating resolution. Unreal Engine 5. There's no on console, I don't know on PC, there's no native like resolution game running on Unreal Engine 5. It's all running at these low ass resolutions, and they're able to do trickery with the image reconstruction, and that's how you get the game. Like, I mean, Immortals look fairly good. The Series S internal resolution is like 436p, but the PS5 and Series X are like native 720p. So it's like, why is everybody highlighting 436p and then they just glossing over 720p native for PS5 and Series X? It's like, are you bugging? And dudes went like, oh, I've never seen a Switch game at lower than 540p. I'm like, motherfucker, Immortals of Aveum at 4036p on Series S looks better than any Aveum. My bad. That game on Series S looks better than any native 1080p game on the Nintendo Switch. So I don't understand why.
Do you know why I think it is? I think the reason is because it's not just running at 3 times the pixel count, right? Because historically it's like, the resolution is going to be different. So we have 3 times the pixel count on, as in 436p to 720p, roughly. I think it's like 2 point something. But on top of that, the actual graphics are drastically different, I would say. I'd say there's as much of a difference between, in terms of world detail, shadows, and lighting, between the Series S and Series X as there is between the fucking 1X and the Series X in Forza Horizon 5. Like, it's drastically different, like the visuals across the board. So I think that's the surprising thing. It's like
there's a generational leap.
Because it's not just the massive resolution golf. You're also having to massively scale back the visual rendering budget as well. So what's going on there? Why do you need so much more headway for the Series S? Like, it's beyond even the GPU difference.
I think Unreal Engine 5 is too heavy, and I think when they were engineering the Series S and Series X, nobody, probably would have imagined how heavy Unreal Engine 5 would be. And that's the reason why they have to operate from these low ass resolutions. But I just think Unreal Engine 5 is over engineered. And it's taxing. It's very taxing, and that's why people aren't going to have like these superb, running games on the engine until they get like DLSS 4.5 or some shit like that. It's insane. But the Series S, go ahead.
Do you think, like, it's just a question? Obviously, we don't know. We can only theorize. Do you think Immortals of Aveum, or whatever you call it, Boulevard or Avenue or whatever, do you think that is going to be representative of what's to come in future with the Series S and X difference? Or do you reckon it's a one-off?
Yeah. I believe a lot of early Unreal Engine 5s will have, it will be consistent things. I think only pioneers and experienced developers who've are like, I want to say mastered, but who are really efficient with the new Unreal Engine will probably have net better results. Like, I don't expect, like, I think when Coalition pull out the next Gears or whatever, it's not going to be too drastic. That's why when you play on Fortnite, it's not that crazy from the Series S and Series X. It's still look like a quality game on the Series S with the native Unreal Engine 5 version of it. So it depends on who the developer is. If it's going to be like these AA or early AAA who's utilizing the engine, I feel like, and we know the PS5 is generally a priority. I think there is going to be a huge gap with a lot of the games, but on Xbox's internal studios or developers that are very comfortable with Unreal Engine 5, I feel like it won't be too much a gap. It really depends on the developer.
John, any thoughts on this Series S?
I think the discussion is good. When the discussion comes up on the Series S, right? There's a lot of narratives going around on social media, narratives that it's holding back gaming, for example, narratives that it's keeping games from releasing on Xbox. I mean, there is one example, which is Larian's game, Baldur's Gate 3. But other than that, we're 3 years into this console generation, two going on 3 years already. 99.9% of games have come out day and date on Series S and X, so I don't think that the Series S is a hindrance to these developers. I think that, is it more work? That's debatable. I think that that's something that we've seen developers come out and kind of complain about, so I think that there is something to that. But for the most part, is it a hindrance like the narrative is saying? I don't think so. Now, with the conversation of Unreal 5 and like the latest example that we see, I gotta agree with Smoove, because across the board, whether you own an X, a PS5, or an S, I don't think you're too happy with the performance of that game. So I think that that's something that, I don't know if it's because of Unreal. I'm not a dev. I can't even go into the technical talk of it. But, having a PC, that's probably where I'm going to play that game, because it seems like that's going to be the best experience, right? But I think that this conversation, you have to look at it, multi-layered in a way that it's kind of like, okay, are we going to address it from a business standpoint? Are we going to address it from the consumer standpoint, or whatever the case may be? So at the end of the day, it's the Series S. Phil Spencer, this is all I'm saying, right, for Xbox. If it took Phil Spencer to be at a convention to fix this with Larian, that to me is egg on the face of both sides of Xbox and Larian. Why did it take a trade show for you guys to have a conversation about this? Why is Larian putting out their business on social media? Why are they burning bridges with hardware manufacturers? Why isn't someone in Xbox putting out that fire as soon as Larian comes out and says something like that? So to me, that's the only part that's a little disappointing from both sides, that I wish that they would have addressed it sooner. Than having Phil to be there and at a trade show and talk about it there. And I don't know where the future lies for the Series S is anybody's guess. But to me, I think that I own both pieces of hardware. Yes, it's a downgrade compared to the Series X, but I know what I was purchasing, so I have set level expectations with my purchase. And that's pretty much all I got, man.
Okay.
Cool. I like his take, and I just want to just double up on that. A good take. That's where most of my smoke came from, Larian, and also those weak ass Quantum Era developers who's trying to cash in on this marketing ploy to get some coverage on their game. Pretty much news, especially negative news, that consists of like Xbox is essentially free marketing, and I do think it was unprofessional for Larian to come out the way that they're doing, because what they're doing is, by that, you're ruining potential opportunities for you. You're ruining, like, what if Microsoft wanted to enter an agreement with you? Microsoft overpays for deals, marketing. So what if they want to enter an agreement with you? You probably shot yourself a big ass bag. For pretty much sabotaging that. No, this is the truth. So
they're gonna make more money on PlayStation and PC than a deal with Microsoft.
No, you're ignoring what was said. I'm not talking about what's going on with Baldur's Gate. I'm saying in the future, because of the success of Baldur's Gate 3, it might encourage Microsoft to offer them a bag for their next game. And Microsoft tends to overpay for games going into Game Pass or for marketing this. We know that.
I don't think Larian.
The alternative was no bag. If they
no. I'm
not
talking about for Baldur's Gate 3. I'm talking about future, because of what they've done, right? What they did was pretty much almost hurt a potential. Now, Phil Spencer's not very spiteful, but my thing is, I'm not talking about what they could have gotten for Baldur's Gate 3. I'm talking about because of the positive reception of Baldur's Gate 3. Xbox looks at them like, all right, their next game, we have to meet with them. We got to get it in Game Pass somehow, and we got to be prepared to offer this, that, and the third, right? I'm not talking about they're going to lose out on money on Baldur's Gate 3. They already made their money on Baldur's Gate. I'm talking about their next project.
The whole point was the game would not even have released. So what if they didn't do what they did? The game just would never released.
No, the game would have. They strike me.
That would have been much worse than any other outcome. Period. There would be no future negotiations. There would be nothing because the game would never have released.
So they couldn't go behind the scenes and discuss this and get that agreement. They had to go publicly.
So they probably did, Smoove. And Microsoft wasn't budging. So what do? They say what they need to say online to get the little internet fanboys and everything going. Because one thing Microsoft isn't going to do is have bad PR. That's how they got Microsoft to bend the knee. If this was all behind the scenes and everything and we never knew, Microsoft would not have bent the knee. They bent the knee because it's bad public perception that they're not allowing the game on the system. So you put the developer in a rock and a hard place. They probably tried to get the game. Microsoft's policy, whatever, they weren't like, okay, well, we're just going to let it be known, because if the game's not coming out, people are saying, oh, this is a PlayStation exclusive. Why isn't it coming out on Xbox? Okay, we're going to tell you why. Because Microsoft won't allow it. Boom. That's how it happened.
And also, they strike me as quite like a user-forward company, right? Like between all their policies, all their updates on their blog, they seem to, they've even turned down funding. They've said like they used all their personal money on Baldur's Gate 3. They don't do the DLC microtransactions. They don't have any of the DRM or whatever, those kind of things. I think as consumers, we should value transparency, right? Because I think the problem is a lot of companies, they just toe the PR. And I'll be honest, I don't want the PR. I want the juicy fucking details. Like, give me the truth. Like, what's going on? So I think we're lucky that we got insight, and I get it may have ruffled some feathers at Microsoft. I don't know, but we know from Larian that their engineers are already working with them, so they probably were already at the limit. Like, come on, like guys, we need to change this fucking rule, and I think they probably were effective, and maybe a lot of other studios will thank them for it as well. Because of them, there might be some movement on this parity issue, which may not have happened if it wasn't for them. So I think the end result is still a benefit for, other studios, other games as well. So forget the business side of it. I'm glad they did what they did.
Yeah, and I think I think like Smoove, to what you're saying, it's all about who had leverage in this situation, and them being that they just released a game that's one of the highest rated of the year and broke a record on Steam, and just out of nowhere to most of us who are not into the series prior, it became like it's an instant game of the year nominee. If it wasn't all that, then they probably wouldn't have the leverage to do what they did. But when you got a Baldur's Gate 3 on your hand, yeah, we can talk out loud online.
I can co-sign that, BG, because if you think about it, if it was that other developer, Smoove, that you mentioned, that's just using console war nonsense to try to, I guess, get as much sales as possible, yeah. I don't think that Xbox would have.
Nobody cares about that.
Yeah. So I can co-sign that.
Yeah, nobody cares about them. Okay, cool. Any other comments on this? We can move on.
So, do y'all think that the developer was right in this situation or not? Because I think they're 100% right. And as an Xbox fan, I think you should think they're right too, because otherwise you wouldn't be playing the game.
No, I'm happy that they dropped the parity thing. That's always good. I was for don't hold back the game because of one console can't handle it or something like that. Like, I was always against that, but
now you're going to apologize saying that they were in Sony's pockets and all that other nonsense bullshit you were talking about?
You did say that.
No, because they shouldn't have showed up on their stage.
I don't know. I have one more
there
question.
We go.
I don't know. I kind of go ahead. Let me just say this real fast, and then you can go ahead with your question. I do kind of think, part of me, the same way that we're speculating about like the logical explanation, there is a little bit of conspiracy in me that thinks that, yeah, maybe they did take a bag to kind of, I don't know. So that kind of side of me is there too, that I kind of question myself. Are they? The game was supposedly going to release when? The same day as Starfield? Are they trying to be counter-programming to Starfield? I don't know. You know, that's another business. That's another business move that maybe they thought of that they can maximize their sales. I have no idea. I have no idea to know. It's just I look at things from all angles. I don't just stick to one thing. And what's your question, brother?
Yeah, so you said it's not me trying to bring the heat. I'm just genuinely curious.
No,
right?
that's fine. That's
So
go ahead.
So you said earlier, like the Series S is within your expectations. I think you mentioned, right? But then for me, because I had a Series S as well, I sold it. Like for me, I kind of felt like the writing was on the wall, and I've got the Series X already, so I don't need a second Series S, especially if the difference is going to keep pushing further and further away from this resolution thing. Because for me, I remember when they first launched and I've gone back and I posted on my Twitter as well, like the videos of Microsoft advertising and talking about the Series S. And in all the marketing, which they privatize now on YouTube, by the way, so they clearly realized that it was a bit of misadvertising.
Yeah, this is a Reforged Gaming talking point. Go ahead. I heard this earlier.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
but forget. I mean, whoever said it, it could be like, it could be
That clown.
No, I mean it's the truth. It is. I kind of heard
someone called
say something
Ghibli,
like
but
that.
it doesn't really matter. But yeah, the point is, in those videos, they do say over and over, and I remember like all the kind of Xbox fandom, they kept reiterating this point where there's going to be no difference between the resolution, right? So it's just going to be a lower resolution, and that's it. And he says in the video time and time again, it will run the same except for the resolution, the rendering resolution, same features, same everything, right? So my question is, what, based on that, why did you have the expectation that it would be beyond resolution accurately, I might add, and then it would also go to ray tracing, graphics features, fidelity, world detail? Because Jedi Survivor as well is another example. Less light sources, less shadow detail. Like it's beyond just resolution. Like the actual graphics settings are being toned down, no ray tracing, etc.
I got you. Here's why. Because I fell for the marketing. That's why. The same way that the Series X and the PS5 and the Series S was sold on promises, I bought into the marketing. And this is a generation where I kind of learned to kind of peel back the onion and not settle for what console manufacturers want to give me, which is why I've gone PC this generation for the first time ever. That's basically the answer. Fell for the marketing the same way that people on the other side fell for the marketing of the fast SSD and the magical and all this stuff. It's things that are promised, but for the most part, having owned both consoles, okay, because I do, and I game on both of them, I think that what they're offering for the price of $300 justifies the price of the box. That I don't think is debatable. The same games are coming out, with the exception of Baldur's Gate 3. Same games day and date are coming out on the X and S. And yes, there is a graphical downgrade when you look at resolutions, but from a feature standpoint, other than this Baldur's Gate, fiasco that's going on right now, there hasn't been any of that. I play a game on the X at 1080p, at 1440p, or whatever resolution this Avian's game is, which it looks horrible from what I saw yesterday. But it's okay to me because I knew what I was getting. I knew that it was the lesser of two consoles, and I've also learned that I got burned by the marketing. I think that's an honest answer.
For me, if it was just resolution, I would have kept it, because it's like, it's in the second room. It doesn't really matter. It's not my primary, but I couldn't deal with, and I guess I was like you. I also kind of fell for the marketing. Initially, I was very reserved on it. I was like, nah, this has got to be bollocks, right? Because of the memory setup and the GPU difference and stuff. It's like, what, 4 teraflops or something compared to 12.1? It's quite a massive gulf. But I also did fall for the marketing. I thought they must have tested this stuff. And you know what? Looking back at those marketing material, I think the guy probably actually genuinely believes what he's saying. But I think what the problem may have been was that a lot of the testing is in backwards compatible games, right? These are games that are already running at fairly high settings and stuff on the One X, etc. So the scaling is different. It's totally different.
Which is, I'm sorry to interrupt, because at the end of the day, up until now, I mean, the Series S has been hitting those metrics. And I know people want to claim obviously backwards compatible, but at the time, to be fair, when Xbox came out, There was nothing. The Xbox Series, there was no new games. They were all the hype was around what it was doing to backwards compatible games and cross-gen games. And
exactly.
for the native Series X and S games, for the first couple of years, it's actually kept up. It was literally, this is the first example of something. Oh my God, something's going on. Like all the other games that have released, they have had, like Series S have been able to hold its own, whether it was doing 60 FPS. There is 120 FPS games on there. There is games that's doing 1440p 60 a la Armored Core 6. There's like, my bad.
So exactly, that's my point. So I think that's what it is because it was off the back of cross-gen, right? Because if your baseline is like a Xbox One, right? And then say you're hitting 720p on that, obviously it's gonna be much easier to hit 1440p on the Series S. The issue arises when you don't have cross-gen and you're current gen only. Suddenly the metrics and the baseline changes, right? Because then if the next gen or current gen consoles are baselining 1080p or even 720p in this case, then suddenly that exchange changes, and it's not just like a resolution difference, but even the memory consumption and how demanding the engine is. I think that's where it's really kind of fudged things up, and going forward we might see more and more of a gulf between these systems, because we're out of cross-gen now.
I think it remains to be seen. If we start seeing, I can't give into the I can't give into the narrative that the Series S is holding anything back yet, because there's literally been one game, Baldur's Gate 3, that didn't come out on time. 99.9% of the other games have been fine, have been released. So we got to see. Wait and see.
All right. So if there's nothing else, we could move on. If you got it, you can go ahead, Nib. Last comments.
Oh, no, I was just going to say I agree. I just think what might happen is on the graphics side of things, there's going to be more of a difference. Because I agree. I don't even think that many people care about, and I apologize if people do care about split screen, but I'm guessing it's a small niche of people who do. But for me, the reason that I sold the S was more the graphics differences, because I can handle a resolution gap. But then if you start removing trees and rocks and foliage and shadows and all of this other stuff as well, then it's like a totally different thing. Then I'm getting a not just a cutback in resolution, but also visual parity.
And agitated.
Let's talk about Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. Came out.
Can I get something in real quick? Because I don't know anything about this game. I do plan on getting it, but just get my little grievances out here. They have nothing to do with the gameplay, nothing to say that it's bad or anything like that. But like, I just can't get down with these like little petite ass action figures holding these giant ass guns. like these little petite ass things are holding like cars for weapons.
They're mechs, man. They're mechs. You got to run with it.
I've never been a fan of ACs. Give me some battle or Omnimex easy, but I will get the game because I do got to support the mecha genre. I got to support what I like, and contrary to the people that don't like From Software because they're getting a lot of praise, the regulars, the people in the not irregulars, the regulars, people in the streets that I know that really don't play video games, After Elden Ring, it just seems like every casual on the planet's now From Software dick rider. I mean, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So I played I'm up to, there's 5 chapters in the game. I'm up to chapter 3. I've played, I want to say 10 hours so far. And I've never, I think the only other Armored Core game I played was the first one. And that was because it was the demo of it. I think there was like a PlayStation 1 disc with the Armored Core demo on it. So, and prior to this game, none of their games, I don't think were like rated very well in the series. I don't think so. Maybe one was good, but so this one has an 87 on Metacritic for context. And I like the game, right? I definitely think it's getting that, that From Software privilege and that From Software boost in score because, as far as I am, I would say maybe close to half the game. I can't see I can't see the 87 in this game. I can't. Right? But I like the game. Really? I don't want people to get it confused because people like heard me.
What score are you leaning on?
82. He's gonna
a
say
solid 80. I think a solid 80, but high
That's
like
not too
at
far
the
off.
most. Yeah. 80 at the most. Because here's the thing about the game, right? So it looks okay. It looks fair. Nothing, they never necessarily go for the best cutting edge graphics. It looks like a very clean mid-gen PS4 game. Cool. The settings
PG, the PS4 version on the PS5 runs better than the PS5 version on the PS5.
Really? I bought it on PC, by the way. I've been playing on PC.
I know you have that weird ass fix that shit.
Yeah. So and the game is very industrial. There are different like environments, like some snow levels and stuff, but it's mainly industrial and things like that. But the problem with the game, right? So let me say what's good about the game. There's mainly like 3 things, right? So I played like 3 or 4 online matches. The online seems to be fun, right? Nothing amazing, but the online seems to be fun, right? The next good thing is the depth in regards to customization and loadout, right? They give you a lot of options, a lot of choices, what you want, what type of ordnance you want on your left shoulder, right shoulder, on your left and right arm, legs, your core, all that stuff. So a lot of customization, right? They get real in depth with that. And the last thing that's good is the boss fights. The bosses are challenging and they're fun, but everything in between is very like lackluster. The levels in the game and the missions themselves outside of the bosses feel like a complete afterthought. I'm talking about.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Sure.
Are you describing Armored Core or Final Fantasy 16?
I'm just talking about Armored Core right now, brother.
I mean, it sounds like you talk about FF16.
I'm just talking about Armored Core. Don't throw shots at that game. We ain't gonna get into that. But like, it's almost. I would describe it like how Cuphead originally was like a boss rush game. It was just a game about fighting the bosses, and then they added in levels after. That's kind of what Armored Core feels like, and with some of these missions. Like, I kid you not, like some of these missions are literally are like fetch quests or like feel like side missions where it's like, okay, they put you in an area, hey, kill these 6 drones, and literally like 3 minutes later you kill them, mission complete. Like what? That was it? Okay, cool. Another level. Okay, all the mechs on the level are kind of just fodder, right? It's like target practice. There's no like real variation. There's no real challenge. Like in Souls games, part of the enjoyment is actually the level and the different enemies you face within the level, and the boss is good. In Armored Core, it's just the boss that's good. The levels are ass. Like you could just, I'm telling you, like just fly through, just shooting fish in a barrel practically with the enemies that they put in the level. So it kind of just feels like a means to an end. Like, oh, we have to put a level here. We can't just throw you in front of the boss. We have to put a level, and that's kind of what it feels
Power Ranger.
like.
It sounds like a Power Ranger simulation. You level up your mech until you get to the final boss, which is the one that's going to give you the challenge.
It's very the level design and the enemies are just very dry and very bland. So that's probably the worst part of
like some boring Succession War era battle mechs.
Yeah.
Do none of the standard enemies give you a challenge though?
No. The standard enemies, bro, like they have just no.
I don't know, BG.
Like,
I was watching your stream. You was getting your ass smacked
by bosses.
You was getting your ass smacked for
by bosses
for like 2 hours.
By bosses. That's what I'm telling. The bosses are challenging and the bosses are good.
That's 2 hours human time. Like that's a long time.
By bosses. That's still stands.
You got your ass for 2 hours by a boss?
Yeah, the bosses are challenging the game. That's not
Yeah,
crazy.
man.
The bosses are challenging.
Yeah,
nobody's denying
like in
that.
Elden Ring. I thought the Crucible Knight was harder than any fucking boss. Like, to be honest,
Can we stop acting like spending hours on a boss is like something crazy at this point? Like that's what happens.
Stop the show.
It's not crazy.
Normally, you already know where I'm going here, Jack. Normally, 2 hours for like a pedestrian or some casual one would be an issue. But this is like hearing like it took Michael Jordan 2 hours to sink a free throw. Like, if you say you that nigga, and you the gaming god,
I am.
it shouldn't be taking you 2 hours.
But what if it takes if it takes the pedestrian 4 hours and it takes me 2 hours, then I am the gaming god.
Nigga called everybody pedestrians.
But I don't think you understand the term and meaning of the word god.
My point is, if I can finish my my impressions, is yes, the bosses are challenging, but the levels are just very bland and underwhelming, and like they just feel like a complete afterthought, and they're fetch quests. So yeah, it's really just the bosses that are good in the game. It's the bosses, the online is cool, and the customization. But everything in between.
What's the percentage of in between to bosses? Like, how much time are you spending doing that stuff?
The levels are fairly short. Like you can in each level, not obviously not every level has a boss, but the ones that do, you could probably get to the boss in like, it feels like 3 to 5 minutes. It doesn't take very long. Yeah, and it's like the bosses are the best part, like by far. That's the only thing I think anybody's really gonna care about. And when I think about the previews of the game, if you remember, like the people people that previewed the game, they talked about, oh, I saw this giant structure in the distance, and then I had to scale it, and it was epic. I played that mission, and I was like, they put sauce on this. Like, yeah, the structure is.
I saw that article. Like, yeah, I saw that.
The structure
was that
is
Gene
huge.
Park?
It was a bunch of previews.
You always add sauce, man. I swear.
It was a bunch of them, right? And they just made it seem like the scaling of it was just mind blowing. And it's a huge structure, but like it wasn't that like revolutionary or mind blowing like you think. You get up to it and you boost up there, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm up here now. It wasn't like nothing crazy. So that kind of like, oh man, y'all hyped this up, and that's all it was. So the game is good, but
visually it's very nice. I mean, I've seen gameplay of it, and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good, but it's not nothing amazing or mind blowing or nothing like that. It's a fun play, especially if you like a challenge like I do. Yeah, this game is very much predicated on like the loadouts. Like if you struggling with a boss or anything like that, like I was fighting the boss I was stuck on yesterday. I was losing to this boss because my loadout, I would get the boss up to literally 10%, like damn near every time, and I would run out of ammo. So and there's no like reloads, there's like a resupply at a certain point, but you can't like pick up ammo throughout the level or anything like that. So I was just running out of ammo. I was like, and I had all like the powerful missiles and all that stuff. So I was like, you know what, so I woke up and I kept on going with the same loadout. I started to switch it up a little bit, tried out a few different loadouts. I ended up with dual Gatling guns and the same missiles that I had on my back. I beat the boss instantly that I was stuck on for hours. So it's all about the loadout you have. When you figure out the right loadout for the right boss, then it's literal cake. So that's my impressions of it.
Quick.
BG,
what's up?
BG, real quick, brother. I just want to say, it sounds like it's a you problem. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
You problem about what?
Because a few of the things you're saying. So you talking about the bosses being challenged and how you took 2 hours on a boss. That's because you not building out your mech right for whatever boss you fight.
But I said
How often
that.
do you actually
I just said
change
that.
your mech?
But I just said that. I said the game is all about having the proper loadout, and I didn't have the proper loadout.
So
I wasn't blaming the game.
But you were the one that's holding the game back.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And as far as the levels themselves, the way that the levels are built.
The only thing I never complained about the boss. I complained about the levels, and I had said the reason why I took longer was because I had the wrong loadout.
BG, he's
the way the
spoiling you a
levels are
Series
built,
S, man.
the levels are meant to wear you down, especially ammo wise, and try to get you to use your mech a specific way before you get to any of the mini bosses or the main bosses. If you get a resupply before a boss, that's good, but not all the bosses gonna have resupplies before you fight them.
I got that. What does that
And the
have to do
game is
with the?
trying to wear you down before you get there.
But the
Even though
level.
it's easy, but you might be wasting ammo when you're not supposed to.
But they give you a resupply before a bunch of these bosses. What does that have to do with the fact that the level itself is bland and dry and underwhelming?
No, you're right. Some of them are really easy, but I'm
Most
saying
of
that's the point. The point is for you to still try to preserve your ammo and get through it without taking any damage.
I'm not using.
I won't say most
I'm not
of them
buying that.
because the only reason I won't say most of them is because some of them have mini bosses that will actually wear you
They
down
do.
before you get to the main boss.
But what I'm saying is, to me, that's not a valid excuse as to why the level is poorly designed.
You're right. I think the real issue is the story, but not the level itself. That's,
I didn't
that's
even
what
mention.
the problem is.
I don't think nobody takes the story. I didn't mention the story, but I don't think nobody is actually taking the story seriously in an Armored Core game.
No.
Even the voice acting in this game is at times comical. So I don't even take it serious. But yeah, I admitted, it's all about the loadout, and I had the wrong loadout for that long time. And then when I changed it, I beat that boss instantly. But yeah, the levels are ass.
A question about the loadouts.
It
Then
took you 2 hours to change a loadout?
No, I changed the loadout to several things, but I didn't change it to the right thing. And I was convinced. Sometimes you do get convinced that this is the right loadout, because like I said, I kept on getting within 10%.
What are you
Like
eating?
you can watch the stream. I got the boss down to 10%.
Oh.
So when I kept on getting that close, I was like, no, I'm gonna keep going.
Hey, BG, can I suggest something? How would you feel if we put your gaming god status just on pause? What if we just put that in the closet for a little bit? Just kind of put on retainer for a little bit. How would you feel about that?
I don't care anybody who questions.
I'm not gonna do nothing to it. I'm
status.
just gonna put it in the cupboard for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't care about that. Does anybody else played Armored Core? Like I said, the game is good. It's not bad by any means, but it's not this stellar, amazing thing that that people that matches that 87.
Arriving at your, because I think he said it's about the right loadout, right? But do you just trial and error it, or does the game kind of give you hints as to what the proper loadout is? Because it would be frustrating.
Trial and error.
You got to figure it out.
A lot of trial and error. Okay.
The
Right.
one thing I would say,
it's trial and error. They're not going to tell you before you get into it. They try to in the briefing, but the briefing does not do a good job of telling you what you get into.
one thing I don't think they do a good job at is, and maybe maybe it could, it's going over my head a little bit. At the stat page, when you're assembling your mech, they have, for each piece or part, they have this big ass page with all these stats. And most of the stuff is not self-explanatory. You're looking at it and you're like, bro, I don't know what none of this shit means. Right? So you can press the help button and then it explains it to you. And sometimes the explanations don't even make sense. I was on stream and there's this thing called access. It's an access modifier, right? And then you hit the help button and then it explains what it does. And you still don't understand what the hell it means. It's like, bro, y'all do a terrible job explaining what each stat is.
So is this how
horrible.
you feel when I start talking about extended range quad particle projection cannons armed with twin Gauss rifles and 4 SRM6s?
Essentially, right? It's like they're speaking a different language on the stat page, and it's like, bro, what does any of this mean?
Damn.
So they do a terrible job at that. I'm like, because it's not like when you play an RPG, there's spirit, vigor.
Mechs don't have spirit
No,
in their machines.
I'm giving an example. Bond. In an RPG, you have spirit, vigor, all that stuff, right? And even if you're not sure what spirit does, you can kind of figure it out, context, see what it affects and all that stuff. It's intuitive and self-explanatory most of the time. This stuff is you give it names that are not even self-explanatory by what it's called, and then in the help where they explain it, you still can't understand what it does. So that, I think they did a bad job.
Did you do the tutorials? That's what the tutorials are for.
I did a tutorial.
The tutorials are to explain what each of those stats mean and how they affect each type of part that you're putting on the mech.
It still
So a
explains it
certain
very
part
poorly.
needs you to have the mech checked out a certain way.
BG, be honest. Did you do the tutorials, or you just skip and be like, "I'll figure
No,
this out
I
myself"?
read everything. You can watch my stream. I read everything, and there's so much. There's no way you can even remember what everything does, bro. Like there's range, ideal range. Like, bro, if I pull it up and read that laundry list of stats, there's no way nobody knows what all that stuff is.
No. I mean, it's just like MechWare. There's range, extended range, lock range, short range, effective range.
They doing too much. I don't
it's like the lock-on range, BG. That's all it really is.
They doing too much. Like,
and how effective it is at each range. There's 3 different ranges.
Like
doing
for
too
example, LRMs like in MechWare, like they can reach 1,100 meters, but they have no effectiveness inside of 500.
And that tutorial doesn't explain all those stats. It explains the basic ones. Not every one of those at that page. It doesn't.
Somni, what score would you land on at the moment? I know you haven't finished it, but
like I said, I think between a 7.5 and an 8.
Is his name Insomniac? Yeah, Insomniac Gamer or something like that.
Hardhead, yeah. Where would you give it right now?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I haven't played enough to where I would feel like I can give it a score, to be honest.
Okay.
But what I played, it's like what BG saying. It's not nothing crazy. It's a 7 or an 8, but I don't see what's the problem with it getting that score. That's pretty much what the score is for the game. A lot of people are upset with that though.
Bro, just say Blandu, dog.
I think no, it's a lot of people because I think the real problem is when you look at the older Armored Core games, they all scored really low. They're all in like the 60s and 70s.
Because it's not that far-fetched, because a lot of mech games also have low scores with it too. It's not just specific to Armored Core. It's just been that way for the longest time.
Yeah, even those old Transformers games on the PS3 scored low, and those games were amazing.
Like I definitely believe if this exact game was made by somebody else, it doesn't get the same score.
Okay.
I don't believe that.
I absolutely believe
Damon X Machina scored good too, right? That was like an 87.
No.
Wasn't it like an 80 something?
No, it's in the 60s.
Damn, that's a big
Damon X Machina scored in the 60s. I don't remember.
I don't know if it's in the 60s.
Oh, I definitely do.
But yeah, I absolutely believe like you make this exact game, but you put a different name on it, it doesn't get that score. I don't believe so.
You'd be shocked if this comes out in the Game of the Year nominee talk at all.
It definitely will be.
I know it won't. It won't get nominated.
Yes, it will.
No, it won't. There's way too many good games out there this year.
And From Software being there is definitely going to be.
The year's too strong. It's not getting nominated.
It's not.
No, it's only six. Okay, it's six nominees. To run them down your head. Zelda, right?
Zelda, Starfield,
Baldur's Gate,
Baldur's Gate 3,
Spider-Man.
Don't forget Hogwarts Legacy.
Probably Hogwarts.
Resident Evil 4 remake.
Is Final Fantasy a nomination?
Final Fantasy could probably.
I don't think they nominated. I don't think they get nominated.
You know, you got to give it to an indie because they're automatically gonna knock one of those games off for one of these indie games.
It definitely won't be Armored Core. It won't because it's lacking. It's like they be given From Software a little bit privileged, but there's no way they can get away with nominating this, which pretty much doesn't really have a real story. Like the graphics are just okay. The level design is fair at best.
I mean,
no way. There's no way they can get away.
I don't get what the story does that prevents a game from being Game of the Year.
Most Game of the Years, I would say,
Nintendo
in recent
games?
memory, have good stories.
But a lot of software games aren't really memorized for their stories. They got lore, but not like stories like that. I definitely see Armored Core 60
and people be sucking off the lore in the games. So,
BG, I have seen people absolutely loving this game. So I don't know, man. I feel like it could be up there.
I don't think.
Do you think the year is too strong? If none of these remakes are getting nominated this year, then I mean.
It really doesn't matter because Zelda's winning regardless.
Thank you.
I don't know about
Baldur's
that.
Gate 3?
It's Zelda and Baldur's Gate 3. Those are the real nominees. Everybody else is just participating.
Wait, hold on.
Hardhead, you botting. Yeah.
Hey, Smoove, you want to bet Bond that Zelda doesn't win Game of the Year?
We already got a bet.
Oh yeah,
yeah, we got
It's Zelda versus the field.
Yeah,
and I picked the field.
Oh, thank you, Smoove.
So nobody else played Armored Core, right? Nobody besides me.
I
Hardhead?
did.
Not at all.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Easily
did.
fun.
And yeah, they also need to add crossplay. There's no crossplay. If you want to play with somebody, I got it because I got it on PC. I think a bunch of people got it on PS5. They need to add that crossplay.
Did you hear Jazz or BG?
Oh, he said he did. I thought he said he didn't.
Yes.
Oh,
No,
well,
he played it.
Yeah, I told you last week.
Oh well, you just make me remember what you said last week. Come on, brother. What are your thoughts?
Yes, sir. For me personally, because I actually played some Armored Core games like prior before this game came out. So to me, I feel like it's actually really good because it's probably the most smooth that the ACs actually feel like movement wise. Like the fact that your actual mech can actually do like a 180 degree without actually doing a turn is like really good. And I feel like the customization about the stats, it's really easy to figure out because if you press the triangle button, it'll detail you what each specific stat does. Like for example, like altitude stability, that just means how long you can keep up in the air, stuff like that. And then like cooldowns for like if you're doing like a quick boost or something like that, or like a thrust. And the cooldowns of whenever you use a weapon. Because what I've noticed is a lot of people they tend to use all their ammunition all at once, even if they hit it or they don't hit the enemies. But like it's only counterproductive because that means you're wasting you're not gonna get as much money back once you beat the mission because it actually pays because at the end of each stage when you clear like one of the missions, you have to pay for like expenses from your team, like pretty much like doing that specific mission. So you have to pay out for like repairs or just like if you're using like ammunition or just like any type of repair kits or items or anything like that. So it's best to use like probably the swords because they don't cost you anything because it's just a sword that you can continually use. It doesn't have any rounds or anything like that. And I've seen people like struggle with like the helicopter boss, but I do not think he was like that hard like at all. Like I get it, like probably down the first time, but I feel like because the handler, the guy that's always talking to you during the missions, he tells you like stay in the air to keep mobility, and you can easily beat him. And you can use like the blade sword to actually slash him and do more
His name
damage.
is not the handler, is it?
He's a handler, but that's his role, that's his job. Walter, that's his job as being.
I also think staying in the air was terrible advice, but that's just me.
Was it
for that boss? For that, yeah, I think it's easier if you stay on the ground because there's cover.
Nah,
bro. It's definitely easier to stay on the ground, but okay.
I've seen you do it. That was a good job, BG. I've seen your gameplay of it, but I'm only up to where you have to fight the sea spider, and I ain't gonna lie, I've been getting stopped on at least like 4 times by now, but I'll get better at it. And there's really no optimal as far as like specific equipment that you need for it. Each loadout because the series is known for like besides being challenging, just but like for customization. So you can optimally like beat certain bosses any way you want. It's just a matter of like, do you need to fire off that round right now, a specific spot, or you can like just not get hit as often before you die, pretty much. Because I was able to beat that what's the one? At the end of chapter 1, I can't remember like the name of the top of my head, starts with a B, where they actually do like a flamethrower type of shit later on. I was able to beat him with just like I beat him with like a bazooka and like one of the standard blade that you get at the start of the game.
Yeah.
But overall, I think this game was like really freaking good. And where I'm in at it, I can definitely see this being my game of the year so far. Easily.
Okay. All right. Cool. There's nothing else.
Fire, love Armored Core.
I look forward to playing
this
more.
comes from somebody who doesn't play soul games either.
AC6.
Yeah. I look forward to playing more though.
Hell yeah.
Alex, would you like to cover Firewall Ultra?
Oh yeah, you got my gameplay ready?
Yeah, got it. Go ahead.
Fire. Okay, so since I'm the only one playing Firewall Ultra, Blaze
John, right
and
here, us what it
BG
is.
have
Right here,
yet
John,
to,
in front
yet to come up to
one?
it.
Oh, it's another one. Back to
Firewall
Firewall
Ultra is well, damn, can I can I get a sentence out?
I don't even know what genre it is or anything. I'm just saying.
I literally have
go
said
ahead.
2
I'm
sentences.
gonna stop.
Why the hell you fold your arms? Okay, Firewall Ultra is essentially a tactical
It's
shooter
funny
for
'cause
VR
I
on
actually just
PlayStation.
did fold my arms.
I know you very well.
Oh, it's VR. I'm
but-
out, guys. No, just just
All
messing
right.
around.
Next topic.
Basically, in the podcast, BG, the developers are First Contact Entertainment. They did Firewall 1 on PSVR 1, bro. This is the epitome of a developer sniffing their own fart and thinking they can be lazy on some shit because they had no competition on the previous installment. Firewall 0 Hour was the only game like that on PSVR. They had no competition. This game, and I'm gonna get into the good, bad, and ugly, but this game is essentially Firewall 0 Hour 1.5 with added mechanics that are hindering the gameplay. This installment, actually Sony is overseeing it. So the community is hoping that Sony cracks down on them and make sure they fixes the shit that's wrong with this game. I haven't joined the Discord yet, but every single game I go into, PSVR 2 has a mic on the headset, so you never go in the game without someone talking. Unless they go out of their way to mute their mic, you have a full squad, everyone has mics. Everyone on the Reddit and they telling me on the Discord that they are flaming these developers because of the bad shit going on in this game. What's new this game is the eye tracking. So, BG, you play Switchback, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember that level where you close your eyes and you open it and the mannequins move? The eye tracking? They have a headset? These niggas thought it was smart to navigate the menus using eye tracking. Do y'all not understand how annoying? So when you look at a menu, you have to stare at it to use it. But if you read it or you want to read something else, you switch off of that menu. That's one annoying thing.
You can't turn
to
it off.
Throw the
games let you turn it
no,
off. Oh, wow,
no.
that's dumb.
To throw grenades, you have to look at it with your eyes. Do you know how, if you put my gameplay up, you'll see me throw a grenade and it bounces off the roof before I'm literally trying to line up with my eyes. Imagine you trying to look at your target and throw the grenade, but you have to look at your trajectory in order. It's stupid. I don't know why they did that. The ADS, everyone that I play with, they turn this off. Apparently, if you close one eye, it'll zoom in on your holographic sight or your sniper sight, and it'll kind of simulate you leaning into the gun. I haven't turned it on. Everyone told me that it's trash. Don't use it. The clarity is great. Like I said, this is Firewall 1.5. It's all the same maps. The last game, it's all the same maps from the last game, and pretty much the same guns. The only thing they've added is like a hub to chill in instead of waiting in the menu the whole time. Now we gonna get to the bad, bro. We gonna get to the bad. And on top of that, the ADS, the holographic and the red dot sight.
Yeah.
No, that's what I have on what's new.
Wait,
the
there's worse?
holographic and the holographic and the red dot sight vanishes. If you look up at the sky, if you look at a bright wall, if you look at a white background, your holographic and red dot vanishes. They need to make it green, and they need to make it more bright or something. This is what's bad with the game objectively. It's the same game, the same maps with the same issues. The issues being that this developer does not know how to make a matchmaking lobby to save their life. This game just released on Thursday. You will sit in the lobby for 10 minutes trying to find a game. 5 to 10 minutes trying to find a game. You know niggas are online. The game just came out. But it takes so long to get a game. And then on top of that, say if you got a 4v4, right? You got a full lobby. Then the game makes you wait 2 minutes before you start. Bro, imagine every Call of Duty game, Battlefield game you go into, it's a full lobby, and then they say, okay, in 2 minutes y'all gonna get to play. What are we waiting for? We spending more time waiting for the game to start than we do in the match. Because this is the thing, they have one mode. It's plant the bomb. You have 2 rounds. If we win 2 rounds, all right, we go back to the lobby. Now, what they did fix with the matchmaking back in the day, after the game, it kicks you out of the lobby. It's no continuing in the server. Everyone goes back to the menu and you start searching again. Luckily, if you have 8 people, y'all can stay in that room and keep playing. They fixed that, I guess. Everything is locked in this game. If you go into the menus, player stats are locked. Contracts aren't available yet. Customization for your character isn't there. Like, there's a bunch of shit that's locked. And I don't know if they're waiting for a big patch. I don't know if they're trying to roll it out. I don't know what the issue is. But to me, all this says to me is that this game was not ready and they pushed it out before they really had everything open for everyone and to use. The things that Blaze and I were most hyped about this game are not accessible. Pavlov, to me, has the best gun game experience in VR right now. Pavlov's crutch is that it doesn't have any player stats. It doesn't have any customization. You pretty much go on a server browser, you play Team Deathmatch, you play Search and Destroy, or you play some type of gun game or whatever the fuck, or you play Among Us, like Terrorist Hunt type shit. That's it. You play it's just repeatedly arena shooter. Firewall gave you personality and he gave you stats to track with. That's what we wanted. It's not even available day one. Leveling. Let me talk about leveling. This has been calculated. Of course, I haven't checked to see. They said that it takes around 16 to 17 hours to get to level 2. Do you know how fucking crazy that is? That I myself have played over 15. I've played over 15 games. I'm still level 1. The credit accrual rate, accruement rate, whatever the fuck the word is fucking abysmal, bro. You get like the guns will be like, oh, a gun's like 100,000 credits, nigga. You get 200 credits for a match. Like that is fucking crazy. So I don't like. Everyone is like, we don't know if they're trying to like bolster us down to not level up so quick until they fix shit, so they just like padding all the time for everything. We don't know what's going on. Like I said, in the Discord, the FCE, they're like responding to people saying, okay, thank you for your comment, we doing this, we doing that. The thing was, Firewall 0 Hour, they didn't fix anything. They didn't fix anything at all the whole time the game was out. So we're hoping that now that Sony's over it, they're going to handle some shit. Another thing, the elephant in the room, there's no aim controller. This has been my biggest fear for this game. No aim controller support. So that definitely like inhibits the immersion. You don't have the stock in your shoulder. And on top of that, this is another big thing. When you have the aim controller, you have 2 analogs, your face buttons, and your directional pad, L2 and R. You have all of your buttons from a regular DualShock on the aim controller. So when you played it on the PS4, when you press L1 to do an action, it makes sense because you literally have a gun in your hand. I'm going to look at that. I'm going to hold L2 on the button. If I have to go over there and do the signal jammer so that we can find out where the objective is, I'm going to hold X or something. It just makes sense because my hands are literally on the trigger and on the grip of the gun. There is none of that. See what I'm saying? On Pavlov, when you throw a grenade, you use your hand. When you have your knife, you use your hand. When you open a door, you use your hand. In Firewall Ultra, it's still face buttons. Meaning, if you look at that gameplay I sent, when I'm doing the objective, I'm literally holding L1 to type on the computer. On Pavlov, when they have a bomb, you literally have to go to the keypad and press in the numbers to get the keypad to fuse the bomb.
Alex, it seems like you're telling us we shouldn't play it.
Yeah, the game sucks.
No, that's what I'm saying. This that's what I've been saying this whole time.
No, it'll be funny now if he says, no, I actually like it.
No, but this is what I'm getting to. This game is literally still packaged as the first game. This should have been an update. This shouldn't have been a $40 purchase. So my game share partner, E-Rock, he was like, man, fuck that. This is the one game everybody been excited about. Y'all been talking all this, y'all. And I'm like, bro, hold on. I'm literally saying, bro, from the gameplay we're looking at, people that's like talking with developer diaries and they doing all this shit, it's not looking good. It's looking spooky. This is exactly what I thought this game had the potential to be. When I realized that we weren't getting any gameplay other than them walking through the maps to show the clarity now that we're on the PSVR 2, I was like, if it's the next game, I feel like we should see more than a random gunfight in a hallway for a 2-minute sizzle reel. And Blaze and I spoke about that. It's because the game is the exact same. That's the issue. This was a half-baked thing. And like I said, in VR, canned actions are a cardinal sin. You do not have a VR game where you press L1 to do an action, where you throw a grenade by holding R2 and looking around your area to throw the bitch. If I have the fucking grenade, let me throw the grenade. That's the whole point of being in VR. So,
all right, Alex,
like I said,
I'm gonna have to say next
the only fun you're gonna have on this game, is the actual 2 seconds you spend shooting and the teamwork communication. If the teamwork comes in the actual shooting, it's fun. But everything around this game, it's like having a filet mignon wrapped in shit lettuce. That's what that is.
Thank you.
Yes,
Didn't you have somebody take a lettuce shit on you?
What? Okay,
huh?
Let's move on.
He talking about that burger you had. Like a salad took a dump on your burger.
Oh, you're talking about my smash burger. Yeah, that was great.
All right.
So you give it a 3.
An ash burger.
So you give it like a 3 out of 5 is what you're saying.
Listen, man. Like I said, Blaze and BG one go play it, so I had to give the all access VR review
I
on it, man.
appreciate you, Alex, and the analysis on this VR game that you bring. I thank you, good sir. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. I'll be here all
right.
week.
Let's get some Starfield Metacritic predictions. Official.
I got my prediction under 90. Okay. Smoove over 90.
I think it comes out. The reviews. See, I saw two things. I saw one that said it comes out on the 1st of September, and another one that it comes out the day after. Really? I
heard tomorrow.
I don't even know then.
Dreamcast guy said tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I don't
Freddy
know the official
Krueger?
embargo.
Somebody this morning on one of the Twitter DMs was saying that Game Spot accidentally put out the review. Did anybody see that?
No, what was it?
Oh, I don't know. We were asking what the score was or whatever, and they said that they brought it down real quick, and I was hoping somebody in hearing you or somebody in the chat.
So I'm gonna make a prediction on this, whether Smoove wins or I win. Like this is a turning point, right? Because Smoove been on a roll kind of lately. That's why I had to go double or nothing. Because I either got to put his ass back in the hole where he belongs, or he wins this bet. He might come at. I don't know, man. Shit might be changing. We'll see.
So you want to give your score? You want to give your prediction?
It's 87.
My prediction is under 90.
Under 90.
Yeah, 87.
I had mine
under 90 is too
too.
broad, dude. You need to be more specific. Come on.
Yeah, BG, and you also need to say your score without shoving whatever that is down your throat.
I was drinking, but Jack, I hate you.
I got 87 as well, brother. I got 87.
Okay, yeah.
Mine was 88, but I think I might go down to an 86 after I've seen more. But yeah,
Smoove, you trying to triple up?
Wow, why stop baiting that, man?
Now, do you know what? I'm going to stick with 88 because I know the kind of reviewers who got the first copies. So let's go with 88.
What you saying, Nib?
I want to give it I think between a 91 and 92 is what I'm predicting here, because there's not only is there a lot of buzz going around for the game, but from everything that we've kind of heard out there from little hints and stuff like that, it is a premier game for Bethesda. And historically, Bethesda games, with the exception of, your Fallout 76 or whatever the case may be, have done extremely well. And if this is quote unquote their magnum opus, right? That's what people are describing it as. If you buy into that narrative or not, I don't know. But I think that realistically, we're looking at a low 90s game here for Bethesda and Todd Howard.
Kidsmooth, what's your prediction? Because I think you're already playing it.
Plead the fifth.
Smoove? No.
Do you think other critics will receive it?
Yeah, he must stepped away. Do y'all think there's anything? Because there are people that are trying to leverage a whole bunch of complaints about stuff they see leak here and there, and some stuff be valid when games leak, but a lot of stuff be like complete bullshit.
Nitpicking.
Like nitpicking. Like I
big time.
Whether it be like, the puddles, can't jump. There's always something
I remember
stupid,
that shit. That puddle crap.
Yes, something stupid that comes out that people try to like say, that makes the game bad. What do y'all think about the latest one with Starfield? The boundaries. You can't explore the entire planet. Like if you walk like
BG, stop. You of all people should not be talking about boundaries. You're not qualified for this topic. You and Alex don't have anything to say on this topic anymore. Because y'all don't know about boundaries.
We're talking about boundaries of planets.
What was he talking about?
We're talking about boundaries of planets, not the boundaries you're talking about. Pretty much, dude walked, like, I don't know if y'all saw the video. He walked 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
In one direction, and he came to a boundary, and that's not uncommon. Like in a lot of these games that are not necessarily open world, but like I guess quote unquote, like maybe sandbox, and people are saying that's not a good thing that it's like the boundary.
I just think people were expecting, I don't know, Google Maps here. I don't know.
I think No Man's Sky and Star Citizen that they were expecting that. But yeah, it's not that. But yeah, 10 minutes to walk in one direction is a lot of time. For me, more important than the walking in fucking one direction was where's the cool landmarks? Where's the interesting stuff? But I guess they just chose a pretty bland planet.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of cherry picking. I can't stand when fuck niggas do shit like that. Like, it's the truth. It's like, bro, 'cause I'm like, what? All right, so you had the opportunity to get the game early, right? All right, great, congrats. Why the fuck are you gonna go to some random planet and I'm just gonna walk 10 minutes? You know how much of a waste of fucking time that is? Like, the thing is like I want to combat a lot of these people saying, but technically I'd be breaking NDA. So it's like people are just doing shit to try to make the game look bad, and it's not even like it's not even all that doing. It's like, sure, I can go to any planet in the game that I know has no type of civilization on there, and you're like, oh my god, it's so empty. Like it's clear. But the thing is that so why are these dudes like? If you guys really want to show off the game and whatnot, I don't know if they're doing it just to make the game look bad. But there's so many places they can go to show off. Like, oh shit, this is like, oh, you can do that. Oh, that's what it looks like. It's like, no, you want to go to fucking Mars. You want to go to the fucking moon and just like, and you know, there's no soul on there. And you're just doing it just to try to say, hey, this is what the game is, and it's literally not the case. So
10 minutes ain't that far, bro. It takes like
no,
30
it is.
minutes.
That's a long time.
The thing is,
bam, it takes like 30 minutes to an hour to walk GTA 5's map. You talking about a whole planet?
Well, I mean, we know these ain't real planets, like like.
But if you're traveling to another planet, 10 minutes is not. Keep in mind, walking. I didn't say running. You walking at 10 minutes, and you have to.
See, I think the thing that I read that was more concerning, maybe, and I don't know if Kids Move can answer this or not. Was basically when you hit your boundary limit and you go back to your ship to have another landing spot, it basically regenerates. It procedurally regenerates the spot, so the area that you just visited doesn't connect to the new landing spot. It's like a whole new, basically, area, and that to me was a bit weird because it's like. I don't mind hitting a boundary, but let me just go back and then come and carry on exploring. But if it's
no, I get what you're saying, right? So I'll be clear, I'd never hit a boundary spot, so that was new to me because I wasn't a fucking idiot and waste my time playing. Searching for, I wonder if I could fall off the planet. Is the Earth really flat? Like, no, like, come on, bro. So no, I haven't even run it, and I visited the same spot 3 times.
Oh,
already.
you didn't pretend you were playing Death Stranding, Smoove? While you
Smoove, that's a good point. I don't want to see none of these flat Earth looking Xbox niggas talk about Starfield. None. Post up, whatever the fuck. Yo, if you're a flat earther, you cannot play Starfield. It was crazy to me when the flat earthers were hyping up Flight Simulator. I'm like, really though?
What are the
flat earthers? I'm sorry, I'm missing.
So there's a bunch of Xbox fans that are flat earthers, and they're hyping up Flight Simulator. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
People who believe the planet is flat and not round.
Yeah, and now they're hyping up Starfield, but yet they believe that planets are flat.
So Kids Move, I know you can land on the same landing spot.
Yeah.
But if I do another landing spot that's near that landing spot, let's just say landing spot A, and I do landing spot B, which is, can I go from one landing spot to the other? Or is it too different?
They're too far apart from each other, the landing spots. Unless, now the only thing I haven't tried to do is, because you can also set up an outpost anywhere on the planet as long as you're within the I don't know if I'm you can set up outposts.
Yeah, this don't say nothing else, bro.
Yeah.
So, and I think that will also may impact where you can land.
So in your opinion, the smear campaign, that post is probably trying to put out there, you're not not buying into.
No,
it's a disappointment.
Yeah, it's annoying because the thing is, I'm looking at the stuff there people are doing, and I could do, if I was a dickhead and I wanted like views or get the PlayStation fanboys something to be excited about, I can literally do this bullshit knowing, because the thing is, but the problem is when you're playing a game, you're not going to be trying to do that shit. Like you literally have to go out of your way to do what people are doing right now, which is weird. I can see if I told you, yo, when you start up the game, they start you off on this barren ass planet and you just look around. No, you have to actually go out of your way to do some of that shit. And what generally can happen, because this is probably, I'm pretty sure something like this had appeared on some sort of preview, but the the way how you would end up landing on a planet like that where there's usually nothing, you probably picked up a side quest that had you delivering people delivering individuals to like a outpost, or you had to get something, and it would happen to be on a planet where there's not a lot of civilization. So what you do, you land, you could set up like
all right, Smoove. All right, we done heard it.
I gotta stop.
I don't mind if you get shut down, but you ain't about to shut my shit down.
No, and I'll bail him out. All this is speculation on Smoove's part. You know, he's just guessing that.
Yeah.
Might be like based on videos he's seen.
Have you guys read the full Reddit impressions?
No.
There's like 14 updates. So what I will say is, fanboys taking stuff out of context aside, the guy did say he is enjoying the game overall. Some things, like he said, the combat he's really enjoying. Like he finds it punchy and stuff. But he did say the thing he's not enjoying is he feels like there's a kind of a disconnect between exploration, between going to the ship, fast travel and everything. Like he doesn't feel like he's incentivized enough to go to his ship, because getting into it is a load, then going up to the thing is a load, where he's saying it's easier just to fast travel because it instant takes you to places without all those like animations in between. So he was saying it's not the smoothest transitions between doing stuff. But there is a lot of fun to be had when you're,
I respect that. I mean, obviously, I haven't gotten hands-on on the game, so I can't really make a fair comparison or say anything. What I can say is that for a comment like that, I played Red Dead 1 this past week. I replayed the whole game, and I pretty much played the game just going through the story missions. I didn't really do none of the side stuff, and it's still an excellent game. It just because Rockstar, what they created there was this vast landscape within within the world of Red Dead, and I wasn't going out of my way to kind of explore some of these things. And the game is 13 years old, and I've never ever I've been in that game like 3 times, and I've never gone out of the way like to do every single little thing of the game. So it just depends on how you receive the game and what your expectations are. I want to go through the story when I personally play it. I'm gonna take my time with it to go through the story, but I'm not gonna be like I'm not looking forward in this game to visiting all 900 planets and have a journal on what I found on each planet or whatever. So I kind of just want to just enjoy the story, whatever the story presents, and travel to these planets or whatever the case may be, and whatever I find, just shoot a bunch of shit. That's pretty much what I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely.
So the Starfield leaker, there was a Starfield leaker that put up like 40 minutes of gameplay online. He's been arrested.
Thank God.
Because he stole, and I don't know how he did this. He stole copies of the game. I don't know where he stole them from or how he did that.
UPS trucks.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm saying
them niggas getting paid, and they let people steal shit off the truck.
They getting paid 6 figures. They don't care if you steal their shit. They still getting paid. So yeah, he's been hit. He's been charged with a felony now for doing this, and I think he even put his face online. He made a video with his face.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he was trying to say that the game was excellent so that they could take it easy on him.
There's more than 40 minutes, by the way. He was posting stuff to his Snapchat.
Oh my God, Cloud is a hell of a drug.
He was selling the game on my car. He was a hood.
Oh yeah,
dude. It wasn't like
he was selling
like
copies
a regular
as well.
Gamer, bro. He was like a hood dude. So his gameplay sucked because it's like
because all he plays is Negro casual collections.
Probably.
Yeah. So that's the funny thing is like I don't feel bad because the way he acquired those games, he stole them. He stole somebody's. Those are people's pre-orders. So
allegedly, right? Allegedly, because he's gonna tell his attorney that he found them in a hallway. He's like, yeah, I was walking down and I found them in a box.
He's an idiot for like just posting himself and like acting like trying to sell them like they weren't stolen. Like, bro, what are you doing? So Sucks to suck, bro.
What I will say about, because obviously he's really bad at the game, so it's not fair to judge the fucking combat gameplay based on him being shit at aiming.
Yeah.
But I will say the AI did not look the best. Like the AI sometimes would just kind of stand around him, just shooting without, it wouldn't run away, it wouldn't hide, it wouldn't duck. But that could just be
on casual mode.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He's probably doing on the easiest mode, right?
Yeah. All right. Immortals of Aveum or Avenue came out, and I played a little bit of it. And one thing that stood out to me. What's up?
That's the game you was trying to bet me was gonna have over 80 on Metacritic, right?
I don't know. Did I say 80?
Yeah, it is, and it is currently sitting at like a 68 right now. Can I get my apology, brother? I don't even want no. I don't want an apology.
I went back and checked exactly what I said. Right?
What did you say? What did you say?
And what I said was, and I could actually play it. I made it clear that I'm not saying that the story or anything else about the game.
Yeah, go on, clean it up. Yeah,
I could play it for you. I'm gonna play it in a second. I said specifically the gameplay looked like it was gonna be good, and by all accounts, when you listen to the reviewers, most of the reviewers said, yeah, the gameplay actually is good. It's everything else in the game that's kind of trash. So I was technically right. Because everything else is trash. Let me play.
You don't give an amazing game. If a game has amazing gameplay, you're not giving it a 68.
It's not amazing. It's good.
I don't know for what type of problems the nigga Zelda dropped to 15 frames and still got a 98, 97 Metacritic.
Let me play what I said real quick.
Well, can you get worse than 15? Can you get worse than 15? No, can you get worse than 15 frames per second?
Hold on, let me play what I said. Just
I'm trying to figure out.
Just let me play what I said.
Fallout 4 got great reviews. And this shit dropped to 0 frames per second. That motherfucker was a still image at some points. Can you get worse than that?
That's what I said. Just for context.
Well, I got a 68, so I think you're wrong in that.
The gameplay is the best part of the game, so I kind of think I'm right.
Well, it got a 68. I don't know how good it's gonna be, but yeah, 68. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
But I only played like an hour and a half, 2 hours because I ended up going to I was busy when this game came out because I think this came out Tuesday, and then I was just doing a playthrough of Armored Core, so I'm go back to it when I'm done with Armored Core. But from what I played, I did like the gameplay. The shooting, the different powers that they give you up front, but everything else to me seems pretty lackluster. It feels very AA almost, budget, kind of almost like rookie developers. Like one of the things that they really tried to show off about this game was the visuals, and I got this on PC. I don't think this game looks good, even maxed out. Like looking at the environments, the world, it's not a very good looking game. Like the character models are good, but everything else, it's not a very good looking game at all, really. So that so that's not very good. And then the story is, there's not great writing there from what I've seen so far. It's really just about the gameplay, which seems to be fun, and I look forward to playing more. But that's what I can say.
Is the magical power shooting thing kind of like that other game that came out that was a PlayStation exclusive first?
Yes, no, he's talking about
he's talking
from
about
Bethesda.
Tokyo.
Yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo.
Bethesda.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it kind of like that when it comes to the magical power stuff?
It feels like that, but more like Ghostwire Tokyo didn't feel so much just like a first person shooter, right? Like these in Immortals of Aveum, it feels more like a gun, but it's just magic. Ghostwire Tokyo actually felt like magic.
You're like Doctor Strange.
Yeah, exactly. Ghostwire Tokyo, definitely it was more actual spell casting, whereas this feels more like I'm shooting a gun, but magic is coming out. Right, gotcha. So I would say that's the difference.
Do you just have like the weapon archetypes, like shotgun, sniper? Is it like, but in magic instead of fucking weapons? Or
like your red, like the red magic spell. That's definitely like short range shotgun, if I remember correctly. Then there was green. That's like the machine gun. It has a fast fire rate. something else was long range. I can't remember everything, but yeah, it pretty much has its
Oh,
types.
they said they didn't hear they didn't hear the clip, BG.
Oh, they didn't hear that? Well, fuck it.
Apparently not.
I thought. Did y'all hear it?
I heard it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear it.
Maybe it was
I
low.
didn't hear
I
it.
don't know. Well, anyway, y'all, that's what I said. And yeah, that's what I've experienced so far. I'm gonna go back and play more later on. Nobody else played it, right?
No,
No.
I mean, I was interested. I've been interested in all the trailers I've seen, but it sounds kind of like a bargain game.
It is, yeah.
Kind of like what I'm hearing from you. Especially, I don't think, and from what I heard about it, I don't think that it was really like EA put like an A+ team on this, right?
No, it's because it's in their program. I forgot what that program.
Gotcha.
That's called.
Their own game
It's
trash
the
program.
studio's first game, I think.
Yeah.
Hey Jack, isn't this the game that Red Pig playing?
Yes.
We got a guy that every time he plays this game, he falls asleep in the Discord live. Every night that he plays the game, he falls asleep.
Oh, he be falling asleep playing that joint?
Every time, yeah.
I ain't even peep. That's funny.
Yeah. So, yeah. So those are my impressions. Just like an hour and a half. We can move on. Anybody went and seen that Gran Turismo movie? Came out. Anybody seen it? No.
Hell no.
They got Hardhead tap in.
So
if you
I
saw
read
the trailer, you saw the movie.
So I read that I read that the budget was like $100 million and it needs to make like $200 million. I don't think it's making that back. Not in theater, not in box office sales at least.
What is that right now? What is that right now?
What is that right now?
Yeah.
I feel like I saw maybe
$20.
16. I gotta look it up. I don't want to put a figure, but I don't think it's like
no goddamn. Bro, that movie been out way too long to be at 16 million right now.
I went to I went to go see Ninja Turtles last week with my wife and daughter, and they gave like a preview of it, but like one of those weird previews before the Turtles movie where they have people coming out of the theater and giving their opinions on it. And mind you, my wife knows nothing of video games or whatever, so she just looks at me and she goes, "That was so forced. All those people were paid to say good things about the movie." It was the worst trailer I've ever seen. Like their attempt to try to sell you to go watch that movie. I was like, yeah, that's kind of weird that they would show a trailer in that light.
John, I got a real important
No, look,
question
real quick. No, look, see, I just Googled it. Gran Turismo opens up at 17.3 million.
What's up, brother? Is it about a bidet? Is it about a bidet?
No. I was gonna ask you. You said you went to go see. You went to go see Mutant Mayhem last week, right?
Yeah. Last week
I need a quick review of what we feeling about that.
Yeah.
Wait, quickly, BG. It's a 60 million budget, and so far it's made 56 million at the box office.
Yeah, BG, what the hell you talking about, bro?
I'm telling you right here. I Googled it. It says
why you go to like Box Office Mojo? It tell you, bro.
Yeah,
Gran
Box Office
Turismo
Mojo,
declares
that's
victory
why I got
over
it.
Barbie with 17.3 million opening.
Bro, that's the
just
open.
opening,
It's
yeah.
been out for like damn near a month now, bro.
Yeah, it's made 53,800,000.
It's been out for a month. Didn't it come out this week?
No, bro. I seen, bro. I went to the like 3 weeks ago, and that shit had.
long.
No, they've been doing preview.
BG, you about to
releases.
You about to piss me off, BG.
It must have came out in other countries. It
Bro,
didn't.
that shit been out for weeks, bro.
No, stop it. What are you talking about? Wait,
I go
hold
to the
on.
movies every week, bro. It's been out for weeks, bro.
No way.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
I think he's right. I think it's like a week and a bit.
bro. That shit.
Why don't we just look up the release date of the fucking
But you got
movie
to
instead
remember
of arguing on when it came
they
out?
do preview screenings though. They've been
What you guys
Gran
what you guys are saying
Turismo.
is that you're happy that Jim Ryan showed it off in the PlayStation Showcase. That's
No.
what you guys are, no. Okay.
Yeah,
Man, this movie released August 25th.
No, but in
the
Europe
USA.
it released on August 9th.
That's what it
That's what I'm
is.
saying. They've been
Yeah,
showing it.
yeah,
It's like that's what I'm telling you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so in Europe, August
Stagnant.
9th.
It
11th.
premiered in America 2 days ago.
Bro, I went
Yeah.
to the movies around August 9th and they were showing the motherfucker. I'm sitting there telling you.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, because they.
Jack, how? So you went to Britain?
Bro,
Nigga,
bro,
it said
they
it didn't
do
release in
you
the
know
US.
you know they do preview screenings, bro.
Yeah.
They have multiple preview
He
screens. The thing
came
about
over to
preview
visit.
The
just to
thing about
watch
preview
Black
screen is that they have 2 or 3 showings, but if they showing it on this day early, they only showing it once that day. You see what I'm saying?
So this says
I wanna believe
this,
show it at 7
this says Gran
believe
Turismo. Didn't they push? This says Gran Turismo was set to release August 25th. The film was initially set to release August 11th, but was delayed.
Yeah, it got delayed. It got delayed 2 weeks.
Okay, so yeah, it's 2 days ago technically.
Yeah, but not in Europe. So
Okay,
it's saying
in
that
Europe is different.
yeah, saying in the UK it came out on the 11th, Germany the 10th, France
Damn, they're
the 9th.
delaying games, delaying movies.
Either
What's
way,
going on, man?
ain't nobody trying to see that damn movie based on a true story. Ain't nobody trying to see that.
But
I'm
yeah,
gonna go see it, man.
Okay. Well, yeah,
Ain't Orlando Bloom in that movie though? And like
Yeah.
Ben Affleck or some shit. That's probably why that shit was so expensive.
not Ben
Why'd
Affleck.
they delay? Why'd they delay
not
the
Ben
release?
Affleck.
Did Bungie watch it and say it's not good enough, or
It was
what
the
happened?
strikes.
Oh,
Let's
Yeah.
see.
Who was in that movie? I know.
SAG
Oh,
Orlando
after.
Bloom.
it came. Let me see.
The guy from Stranger Things, the mustache guy. Forgot his name.
Yeah.
That's your type. Hold on.
I
let me
got
go see.
AMC Pass, so I'm gonna go see it one of these probably next week.
Yeah.
So.
And if you were a PlayStation Plus sub, you had early access to get tickets too.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
David Harbour. I thought that was Ben Affleck in the trailer. Okay.
What? What's wrong with you?
Nigga had a hat on. I thought it was Ben Affleck.
Movie guy. Okay. All right. Let's move on. So, PlayStation Portal and the other devices. Let's get to this. Get this out the way. So PlayStation Portal, we got more details on it. 8-inch LCD screen, 1080p, 60 hertz.
Only 8 inches. Only 8. Hold up. Only 8 inches.
You need more.
Yeah, can you
What the
take
hell?
that, BG?
Come on, bro.
Bond a size queen.
That's what BG said. Yes.
That's what y'all call them, size. Y'all freaky as hell. What's wrong with y'all?
LDC.
Fire. Who did that?
Who the fuck this?
That was fire.
I don't even think they heard that. That was.
I heard it.
That is funny as hell. He's a freaky ass nigga.
So yeah, 8-inch LCD screen, 1080p, 60 hertz screen, haptic feedback, adaptive triggers. Will connect remotely to your PS5 over Wi-Fi, 3.5 millimeter audio jack. Is going to use PlayStation Link wireless technology. $200 launching this year. No Bluetooth. You have to use the PlayStation Link compatible headsets, which is what they announced.
Yeah.
No cloud streaming. And yeah, it's gonna like have the same like battery life as a DualSense because it pretty much is a DualSense. Yeah, those are the details on the portal.
Wait, if it only has the same battery life as a DualSense, it's actually pretty good because it has a screen on it.
Yeah. It'll be a much bigger capacity battery.
Well, it ain't natively running anything. That's probably why I run so
Yeah,
long.
it's just like streaming.
It's only mirroring the shit.
I think you can use Bluetooth in the home, but you have to connect the Bluetooth to the PS5 to use it with the portal. But it's just if you're outside the home.
So
if you're outside the home.
So here's my thoughts about this, right? I'm not a handheld person, so I don't really have any desire to buy this. But what I do think is cool, and I would like to try it out, is just to see like how it feels because it's essentially just a DualSense cut in half. And
You need to
I don't
feel all 8 inches.
Oh God, can't
yo,
can you relax, sir? It's not even 8 o'clock yet. But like one of my issues with
8 o'clock for the 8 inch. Go ahead.
Y'all. One of the reasons like I don't like handhelds is because like to me they feel uncomfortable. It's just not comfortable for me. And I've always thought like, I wish handhelds would essentially just be, feel like they're controller counterparts. And that's exactly what this is. So I'm interested in like trying it out, but I don't know if I have like, a case, an actual use case for it for me personally. And, I also don't like playing on small screens necessarily and all that stuff. But I don't think it's a bad product from what I see. But I'm not like I said, I'm not into handhelds. I'm not necessarily the most, because I don't mess with remote play and cloud streaming. I don't mess with none of that stuff because of latency.
got a question.
So I'm not the most educated on it, but I
You
don't
know what the most
look at it as a
comfortable
bad
handheld
product.
is? The most comfortable handheld, ironically, is the Wii U gamepad.
It was
Question.
decent. Right?
Question.
It was
Wait,
decent.
question.
basically a
Before
Wii U, right?
before we run off the subject, bro, can you have this without a PlayStation 5?
No.
No.
It's remote play.
no,
It's
no.
remote play.
This is an
PlayStation
accessory,
5
not
and only
a.
has
So this
not
is a $200 add-on.
No, it's a
accessory,
$200. It's a $200 controller, which is funny because I said, "What's the point of getting the PlayStation 5 Pro controller for $200 when you can get this?" I mean, I wouldn't get one or the other. Don't get me wrong.
But you can't play your PS. Well, I guess you could, but that would be stupid.
Yeah, I'm saying I wouldn't spend $200 on a controller at all, but I think I would find much more utility from a controller with a screen than from a controller that has some back paddles if it came down to having to spend the money.
All right, so the full PlayStation experience costs about $1,200.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
You tried it.
PS5,
Well,
the Portal, the PSVR.
That's not mandatory.
Not mandatory, but I'm just saying if you want it the full, because you know how you know these PlayStation fan goes in. They goes in. You want that full experience. That's literally $1,200
If you
in
need the
hardware.
full experience of Xbox, you need a 4090 and a PC. See how dumb that works?
Actually, you don't.
Actually, you do.
No, you don't. You don't need a 4090. You don't need a 4090
If-
because a 4090 is not required to play a particular game or play a certain
And
way.
neither is that controller, dumbass. Thank you.
Yeah, if you want it, if you wanted,
It's
to,
over.
if you
No,
wanted, no, I'm just saying no, because you
Don't
compare
make me
the
boot your
graphics
ass,
card.
Smoove.
You can't boot me, mother. I mean, you don't have that power. You do not have the power.
I got
the power.
All I say is that for me,
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he actually tried it.
I wanted to try it. Bring him back.
I hope you didn't kick him out the Discord.
I think I did. I wanted to see if I
Oh,
had the
you
power.
meathead! To kick him out, you're supposed to hit disconnect, not boot.
Hey, Bond
Oh,
told
my
me. He
God.
told
He
him.
said I didn't have the power. I had to test it. Bring him
told
back.
him.
You freaking
Bring him back.
dickhead, Bond.
Hey, don't question my power.
I mean, Smoove did test him. I mean,
He said I didn't have it. I had to test it.
You're
Bring him
such
back.
a moron, dog.
I mean, yeah.
well, what I want to ask myself is this: so I heard you guys say, and a couple of YouTubers said it. This device literally has. Does anybody know? Has anybody heard? Does this have Android at all? Like, is Android?
Yes, it's
what's
Android
running
platform.
this? Okay, so it's an Android platform. Okay, so for me, that's kind of exciting because it opens up more use case for myself. You know what I'm saying? Other than just remote playing with the PS5. I wish that they would have. I wish that they were a little bit more open about that, and that's something that I guess that was kind of my gripe
But
too.
they don't want people to use it for that though, right? They just want people to use it.
I understand.
Strictly for
I understand. I just think that, keeping that under wraps a little bit is keeping potential buyers like myself from purchasing it. You see what I'm saying? Because outside of the remote play, the offering, I'm not interested. I have plenty of devices that can do remote play, and I'll just save the $200. So I think that this device, you really have to look at what your use case would be. Like, for example, I heard BG say, look, I really don't have a use case for this, but maybe, I don't know. Have you ever asked yourself, have you ever been in a position where you, I don't know, go to the bathroom, to take a dump or something, and you want to keep on playing? You know what I'm saying? I have no idea.
Yeah. Oh no, so I have that
bring
like all the
Smoove
time.
back. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
I invited him.
That nigga, he about to go to sleep.
So
Basically made it clock
I guess the device is kind of made for someone like me because I have two TVs, two OLEDs, but I only have one PlayStation 5. And generally, when my son wants to watch TV or my wife wants to watch TV, I don't, or I can't just, you haven't met my wife, trust me, I can't just shoo her away to the other TV or to a tablet. Like,
Sure, straight to the kitchen.
Oh, God.
Trust
What
me,
the
mate.
hell?
Like, I'll never be on another podcast again. So it's kind of one of those things where to be,
It's like that, no?
to be
You're married?
polite,
Are you married to a Hispanic woman?
No,
What the hell?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Try to do that. You'll get murdered. But go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is what I mean. So, like, and just to be polite, at the end of the day, look, it's not just like, oh, I want to hog the TV, you go elsewhere. Like, obviously, yeah, fine, chill, and I'll either watch with you. But this is perfect because even on the bog or whatever, because I do it with my Switch, right? I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom right now. And as soon as he wants to watch his fucking YouTube or whatever it is, Andy's Dinosaurs, I just take the Switch out and I carry on playing Tears of the Kingdom. So in that sense, it's great. Now, obviously, there are alternatives. Like, I could use a Backbone or a fucking Rishi version 2 or whatever.
I like
which
the
is-
name of the back. They gotta call it something else besides a backbone.
Oh, you don't like the name, bro?
Nah. Also, I like to formally apologize to Smoove. My bad, man. Like, I just wanted to test it. I mean, it wasn't like
He was power tripping, man.
No, he said I couldn't do it. I wanted to see if I could.
Smooth.
Just figure out.
Let him have it, Smooth. Let him have it.
But I do formally
I got
apologize.
I got a question for the room. For the dude that's excited about it, have you ever played remote play?
Yeah, so this is the thing.
Anything?
So yes, so I was going to get onto this. So I have used remote play on my mobile phone. So at the time when I used it, I think it was S22 Ultra. I have the S23 now, but it
Isn't the
didn't work
Wii U
well.
remote play technically?
Yeah. So it's very similar to a Wii U. Obviously, you got a bigger screen, you've got the DualSense and all of the rest of the stuff. But the thing, what my purchase will be dependent on, is whether they've solved latency. And I'm not expecting latency to be 0, but it has to be less than what it was when I tested it. Because the problem is, obviously, you're using the Android app. The Android app is designed for, countless devices, so it's not that optimized. And then with latency, Wi-Fi, whatever it is, it just doesn't run perfectly well. Now, I know other people who do remote play on their mobile and they have good experience. For me, it was laggy. So they're advertising it with PlayStation Link and reduction in interference and all this other crap. And obviously, presumably, they don't use the Android app. They use a custom software to kind of make things more efficient.
Let me ask something.
Yeah.
So I know it of course varies by your situation and the conditions, but between remote play and cloud, and like remote play is like a subset of that. Which one is more like reliable, like when it comes to latency, less affected by latency?
Remote play, because it's a direct link to your console, whereas cloud is coming from a server farm or whatever, wherever the data center is having to stream it from a large distance.
My only gripe with this device is that whole PS Link thing, because this is I don't know, this is classic kind of Sony MO, like when we saw with the PS Vita bringing out those proprietary memory cards or whatever.
Memory cards, that's what that is. Yeah,
not a fan of that. I think that's it's kind of weird that they're for you to you can connect a normal headset through the 3.5 millimeter whatever that thing is called, the jack, but I mean, just for this thing not to have
fucking stupid ass, dumb ass, big ass, lockjaw ass motherfucker. You want to just why not just remove me from the shit? Why you kick me out the server? Why kick me out the server completely? How do you completely kick me out the server?
Oh my god.
Hey, look!
He got me restarting my fucking computer and shit. How do you completely
Dog, you doubted my powers. You said I couldn't do it. I was like, well, let me see if I actually can. But you know what, Smoove? I deserve that roasting. My apologies. It won't happen again. You said it goes like this. You tell somebody not to press the button, not to do it. Don't put your hand on the stove. I'm like, you gotta see if you can.
Oh, so you like Didi from
that was some grown man shit, man. That was some grown. Hey, salute, man.
I apologize. So that was my bad.
Who was talking? Was it Nib or John? I can't remember.
I mean,
we're being cheap without the Bluetooth.
Yeah, we're talking about that Bluetooth thing. It's just not in my opinion, it's not. It's kind of anti-consumerish a little bit, but whatever.
I think PlayStation Link is fine, especially if it improves things, but you should have offered Bluetooth as well. Like the fact that you're trying to force this thing is what's a bit like, it's cheap. But it's fine. Like if you're saying, oh, this proprietary fucking Link thing will improve latency, let's see if it does, first of all. But if it does, fine, offer it. But let people gravitate to it because it's a better option, not because you're forcing it.
If
they should have had Bluetooth as well.
If cloud streaming is worse, like more susceptible to the condition, than remote play, I don't know why people want it as an option, because I did try cloud streaming once. It was PlayStation Now when that was it was PlayStation Now, right? And when it first came out. Because when it first came out, I think it was at E3, and they gave away some trials for it. And I went home and I tried out a game, and bro, I turned that off in 10 minutes. I was like, this is unplayable. And I was on a really good condition. Yeah, I had Verizon.
You're talking about the early days?
Yeah, the early days.
Oh man, cloud streaming ain't bad, man.
I don't
know. It's not as bad. I've cloud streamed a ton of games. It's not as bad as y'all make it out to be.
Nah, if you play a slow ass game, bro, I cloud stream.
If you cloud stream FPS,
trash,
bro. Y'all trying to play online competitive. That's not meant for that, bro. If you
Yeah.
playing a single
Hey, I'm
player
gonna say
game,
this.
the cloud gaming is not bad, bro, at all.
As somebody who remote played a lot on a Vita from the PS4, I'm really wondering. I guess we're gonna have to wait to see people to get their hands on to see how that latency is, because it wasn't bad. But I remember I used to play GTA 5 on the shit, and I tried to play FPS on the shit. Abysmal. Now,
Why would
granted,
it
that was
have
back in
any
2015.
latency?
Remote
You
play,
said
because it's literally it's casting it. It's
But I'm
casting it to
saying,
your.
If the Wii U
your
tablet
handset,
had
yeah.
no latency, we're trying to think that, like, why would something that comes 10 years later have any?
That's what I said. I said I'm going off of a 2015 experience, but
Okay.
it's still at the end of the. It's, at the end of the day, it's still casting it to a device that you're going to be somewhere else in your house. Keep in mind, a lot of people don't have internet. That's a lot of niggas for one are on Wi-Fi. Their PlayStation is on Wi-Fi. A lot of people, and a lot of them don't have the internet packages where they getting over 500-600 download, and 200 upload.
It don't matter the Wi-Fi to your play. It matter the Wi-Fi from the joint that you.
Yes,
use.
it does. You have to have a strong Wi-Fi for your PlayStation to cast it to your device. What are you talking about?
What I'm saying is, where you're at needs to have the better Wi-Fi connection.
Well, I remember Bob.
If you're not home.
It does a connect. It does a connection test. Like your PlayStation literally
I
has
know
to have.
But I'm.
Yeah,
okay.
Jack is talking about the
You're saying it's more
connection
dependent
from
on where
your
you're receiving it.
device, not the PlayStation.
I see what you're saying.
And the reason it don't do cloud gaming is because you not only would you have to have a strong connection between them two, then you have to use an additional connection to fucking cloud game
to the server.
That's like a double joint.
But to be fair, the reason we don't know if it does cloud gaming or not, because if Android is on that and it could be exploited in any way, you can put the PlayStation, if they ever come out with a cloud service, you'll be able to download the Android app. Just like I if this thing has Android, I can predict within a week you'll see people playing Game Pass games on this thing.
No, I don't doubt that.
Yeah. I will say, BG, like on the topic of latency, this is the thing. This is why I'm a question mark. I want to buy it, but it all depends how it performs. But IGN, in their preview, they said basically latency was imperceptible. Like they couldn't even feel it. But that's a controlled environment. So it's like, is it going to work like that in our home as well? Sony is saying you need minimum 5 megabits a second, 15 megabits a second or more optimal. And I think most people, like in at least hardcore gamers and stuff in our Twitter, Chrome side or whatever, Discord, do have that. So yeah, as long as it can get within that realm, then definitely I'm interested. Because you just take your PS5 wherever you want in the house or elsewhere, right, with you.
If they can kind of mirror what Moonlight does from your PC to like your phone or any other device that I've played, because I've had a lot of hands-on time with Moonlight, it's going to be a great experience. But again, it all depends. The same experience for me won't be the same for anyone on this chat, because it's very dependent on our internet and the congestion of your ISP and et cetera, et cetera. So the best thing to do if you're looking to buy this device, obviously know that you should be paying for some high quality internet if you want like a good seamless experience, even though that PlayStation is advertising that the minimum you need is 5 megabits per second and 15. Realistically, that low megabits per second, you're probably going to get a lot of artifacts and stuff like that. I think that's kind of like a minimum floor that they're putting there as a selling point. So I would definitely have good internet connection. And of course, you got to be hardwired. Your PS5 should be hardwired to your router. And then this thing will shine depending on, the range of antennas and stuff that you have Wi-Fi within your home. So it could be a nice device, a comfortable device. If you're a big fan of the DualSense and you wanna take a shit and you wanna take your PlayStation experience with you, go ahead. Your wife calls you over.
How dirty and nasty you gotta be taking a shit with a controller?
Hey, man, I mean, there's, I don't know. So your
you
wife
never
calls
use your phone on the bog.
This nigga Bond take a shit with his feet in the toilet. Like you just sit, you be on your phone, don't you? You be on your phone.
You sit there in silence.
Hold up, so you turn the lights off and shit in silence?
No, you turn on the light, you take a shit, but y'all are literally handling your phone.
Nah, he does his
Bond
meditation round.
Bond is the only nigga that still read the Farmer's Almanac while he on the toilet, nigga. Use your phone. It's not.
No, he's doing the meditation. You're into that meditation stuff, right, Bond? Like you're meditating while you're taking.
We back in the shouldn't be. That's crazy.
I do meditate, but that shit, like, damn, it makes me not want to handle anybody else's phone now. I hear people taking shits while using their phone.
Do you not wash your hands? The hell?
Yeah, well,
Do you wash your phone?
Are you wiping your ass with your phone?
I don't know what you niggas are doing.
Back to this.
No. But I got a point. Because shit particles float in the air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, but then do you have a cover for your toothbrush? If not, you just brush it.
Yeah.
I
absolutely.
do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, you just be flushing your toilet and let all that mist and shit.
No,
Yeah, y'all the type to bring your food in the bathroom with you.
Hold on.
You guys acting like you never eating a Snickers on while you're taking a shit.
Yeah, when you eating the drive-through, you wait till you get home to touch your food. When you get food from the drive-through.
Hell no.
Lie and say you wait till you get home. Lie and say you get home to eat your food from the fast food.
Nobody. What's that to do with shitting?
Your hands are dirty from outside.
You're putting your hands everywhere. The fuck?
Nigga, you have hand sanitizer in the car.
Let's get off shit.
Oh my god, this dude keep hand sanitizer in his pocket.
This is an important conversation.
Y'all niggas try too hard to be different.
No, but let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys think that this device is going to sell well for a second iteration?
Dirty ass.
It's gonna
Can't tell.
sell just as good as the PSVR 2.
Can't tell.
Here's
my thing,
an
right?
accessory. This remote play thing, this is an accessory. Y'all was trying to say the VR was an accessory. This is the definition of an accessory.
So from the reception, the reception online, I see people are very skeptical of it because of its lack of like features and stuff like that. But it's a remote play device, so it does remote play. That's its sole purpose. But people want it. I think a lot of people are upset that it's not what they really want, which is an actual another PSP, PlayStation portable, dedicated handheld device. And people are never going to let that go because, that's what they really want. So I feel like they're judging it as that. And I'm like, no, y'all are not getting another one of those. So, I just think that's what people are really upset about. I don't know if it's going to sell well, but I can never tell from the internet. I don't trust the internet when it comes to making a guess on what's actually going to sell well. I can't trust it anymore.
I don't understand why people would want an actual native portable because then they have to worry about how long it's going to be supported, how many people are going to support it, and stuff
and
like
where the
that.
developers are coming from to make the games.
Yeah. So
just take away.
And also, we already have the Steam Deck, which PlayStation games are coming to anyway.
Yeah. Well, I think people would like the ability to play the games natively. I mean, even if it's not different games, playing them natively would be huge.
I can understand that, but yeah,
I mean,
my thing is like one thing I do see people complain about, like people say, "Oh, it's this is a waste of money because you could do the same thing on your phone." I'm like, bro, if you use your
different
phone,
experience.
My thing is, I don't even know what it's like I don't know what it's like to remote play from your phone, right? But I think anybody who like does anything that keeps your phone completely preoccupied is a serial killer. Like,
but you got to think they got the backbone that gives you the same functionality.
So you just nailed it. You just said it. You just said it, Jack Moves. It's literally PlayStation is a hardware company in their DNA, so they're always going to look for an excuse to bring out any type of hardware to sell you because it's in their DNA, right? I think that this is simply they recognize that there's a market out there that they rather get the money from these people than Backbone getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like when your consumer goes to Target, they rather see that something is official, like from PlayStation, and grab that rather than the Backbone brand and use their phone. And they're trying to sell like all the things that you guys.
They have a tie-in with Backbone, right? They have the official branded one. So they probably have an idea of how many people are already buying the Backbone with the PlayStation branding, right? So they have some idea of the niche that they could appeal to. But I think BG touched on it earlier. It says the Backbone is not that comfortable. The Switch Joy-Cons are not that comfortable.
No, that's debatable. I mean, that's up to the person because I own Backbone and I think it's perfectly fine. But I will say that there's no denying.
I think it's fine.
Yeah,
but
there's no denying that there's no denying that actually having, because I also have like, I don't know the brand of it. It's an Xbox version that it's literally looks like an Xbox controller cut in half, exactly what this thing is trying to replicate, and it's way better and more comfortable than the Backbone. So I kind of understand.
And what I was gonna say was like, I don't know anybody who wants their phone completely preoccupied by anything, right? That doesn't bother
me.
Yeah, I don't
doesn't
like
bother
that
me,
because,
brother.
for example, like I bought a drone like a month ago and I've been using it, right? And I didn't know this, but there's
Is it saying pyro?
no. And there's two different versions of drone controllers, right? There's one, they call it the RC controller. It has the actual screen, right? It has the actual screen, and that's where you look at, the camera
You talking
that's
about
on
the DJI type
the
shit?
camera, the camera that's on the drone. And then there's a different version of the controller that doesn't have a screen. And you have to download the app on your phone, and then it has the controller has like this slot that you put your phone into and use it as the screen. And I'm like, bro, I would never want to have my phone preoccupied by anything. Like, what if I just want to use my phone for? I don't like that type of stuff. So that's
Yeah.
me. And I imagine there's other people
No,
that
no,
don't
but
want to do
that's-
that. And having an actual device that's made for something will pretty much always
all
be
in one
better
as well.
than
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. And one of the things that I do say that one of my complaints of cloud gaming that I've done on my phone is that since the games are not really meant to be cell phone games, like sometimes when you're playing a game and the text is so small, or the in the distance, the enemies, like even playing something like Halo Infinite or Halo 5, when I've tried it through cloud gaming, the enemies on your phone, dude, you really can't focus on them and you really can't see them at a distance, where a bigger screen lends itself to be just a better experience overall. So
What phone are you using?
one of these Galaxy ones, I mean the screen is pretty large on, but it's
here's the
still
thing,
it's still
right?
not
Here's the-
optimal. Because
here's
you know
the
how
part of it
you
that-
get the black bars around, that's why.
Exactly, 16 by 9. Because
Yeah.
on my S23 Ultra, when you actually play one of these games or cloud or whatever, you actually only get 5.8 inches because the screens have weird aspect ratio, right? So yeah, 8 inches versus 5.8. It's a pretty decent
Size
difference.
matters. Facts.
Exactly. There he goes. Yeah. It does, but yeah,
Hey,
it's not the
hey,
best of the
BG, I think Digger trying to say something, yeah.
Praise
Okay.
Jacob.
Yeah. What's up, Jigga? Oh, the other thing I wanted to bring up is, like, with these recent handheld devices, like, so many of them all have like bad battery life. Isn't that like so? Shouldn't it be the norm now that like the norm for like 3-4 hours? Because the ROG is like 3 hours, or the Steam Deck is like 3. So isn't this
But
just the norm now?
They playing games natively though.
Yeah, no, but I'm not even comparing it to that. I'm just saying I see so many people complain about battery life just in handheld devices in general. But I'm like, if so many of the battery life in them are bad, isn't that the norm for handheld devices outside of this PlayStation Portal thing? Isn't that just the norm now?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, the ROG Ally, it could, I playing myself with it. I mean, sometimes an hour and a half. So yeah, I guess that's fair. Depending on the game. Depends on the game and what you're running. It all depends on your settings. And I think that they specifically didn't talk about the battery because I think that they didn't officially say anything about the battery, right, guys? It's just speculation right now.
Yeah,
because they just said they're aiming for the same as the DualSense.
Yeah, so it's expected. It could be less because if you really think about it, the DualSense, in my experience, everybody can be different here. I haven't had a good experience since I got my PS5 on launch day. I think that the controller's battery life is horrible. That's just me, though. In my experience,
Depends on the games you're playing.
Exactly, and it goes in the same thing because of the rumble features in it, and obviously if it's doing more things and it's using more of the features, obviously you're going to be draining the battery. So I think that this is going to be the same thing, depending on the game that you're playing and the brightness and all that BS on it. It's going to depend.
Jigga.
Okay, I'll say the only reason why I give them a pass for this is because I use the backbone, but unlike these guys, I hate that shit. The fucking thumbsticks are fucking terrible. So and then I use a DualSense to play Call of Duty Mobile. It's a total different experience. Like you could actually aim like you're supposed to versus with that backbone. I'm aiming. It's like, bro, it feels like you just fucking twiddling your thumb up your ass or something. But that shit just sucked.
Whoa, how do you know how that feels?
It's fucking terrible. So I was
Gotta use a bidet first.
Let's get a demo.
You gotta use a bidet first before you do that.
We definitely need this. We definitely need this. We don't need it, but if you want to use it, bro, I can't be mad.
Hey,
at you.
I got a question, Jigger. I got a question for you.
What's good?
So, do you use the backbone? You remote play from what? Your PlayStation?
No, see, I was using the backbone to just play Call of Duty Mobile.
Oh, mobile. Okay. I was gonna ask you what the latency feels like with remote play, but never mind.
I haven't done it with play. Well, I actually didn't have the remote play. I did what's that shit? Xbox Streaming, Xbox Project Cloud, whatever that shit called. I did that shit, and it depends on the game. Some games it's like, bro, this shit is amazing. The next game is like it's artifacting and fucking 20 fucking millisecond latency. Like this shit just was terrible. So I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
I feel like all that shit. It just depends on the game, bro. Some games just work perfect, and some just are ass. Anyway, that's all I had to say. Y'all have a good one.
All right, brother.
Yeah,
Thanks, Jigger.
I agree with you. Like that, the convenience of one form factor, the comfort of a dual sense, the haptics, the triggers, and the fact that it's different, right? You don't have to connect something to your phone. You just press a button, it wakes your PS5 up. It just works like seamlessly. I think the convenience goes a long way. I mean, look, I have an Elite controller, I have an Edge controller. They're both like £200. So like, why would I scoff at spending the same to get a DualSense with a screen and extra battery and all the rest of it? Like, it's not. I don't reckon it's completely poorly priced. I'm sure they're making a good margin.
That's what I was going to ask y'all. How y'all feel about the price?
I personally was surprised it was $200. I thought Sony was gonna charge more for that. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean it's cheaper than an Edge, which is kind of a bit weird, really, because the Edge is just like a bit more premium and has some fucking paddles, and this has a whole ass screen and a bigger lithium-ion battery and all the rest of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and I think the price is fair for what it is, but no matter what the product is, I always see people complain about the price of things, but we'll see how it performs, I guess. All right. The other two things they announced with this are audio products, the Pulse Elite headsets, enhanced audio, AI enhanced noise rejection for $149, lossless audio, retractable boom mic, and planar magnetic drivers. By the way, PlayStation acquired, I'm not even sure how to say their name, because what some people were saying Audis, and I've known about this brand before, and I think it's Odyssey. I think that's how the company actually says it.
Yeah, I've known it as Odyssey.
Yeah.
I never heard of them personally.
Yeah, so I actually got to I tried out I bought a pair of their headsets. They had like one gaming headset that they put out for Xbox and PlayStation, right? And I first heard about them at this gaming event. I forgot where I was. One of the gaming events and expos. And they were one of the best headsets I've ever used. Like, the audio is insane. They make engineering audiophile level headsets though. Like, I think their most expensive headset might be like $9,000 or something like that.
Holy shit.
Right? So they don't make like regular consumer. They do, but they have a few consumer level headsets, but most of them are thousands of dollars. So that's mainly what their focus is. And the planar, when I saw planar magnetic drivers, I'm like, that's what this company brags about, right? And PlayStation had announced these headsets before they announced that acquisition. And I think those are I think the company has a patent on it. So I don't think PlayStation could use that without the company, and that's why they bought them. I think they wanted that patent and that to be able to use their magnetic drivers. So yeah, and then they announced the Pulse Explore wireless earbuds. These are their first earbuds for $200. Their earbuds cost more than the headset. I wasn't sure why. I was guessing maybe it's because this is the first time they're doing earbuds.
That's the only thing that work with the fucking portal. That's why.
That's that too. And
Here's the thing. Do those earbuds, because I would be interested in the earbuds, because I just look for any excuse to buy new earbuds all the time. I literally own like 6 different pairs. Does this thing work with Bluetooth at all? Like, or is this again?
Yeah, they do. I think they do.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, or is it dependent on that PS Link thing again?
No, you could use it with your phone, your computer, and all that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just not
and on
that, just not the
yeah,
port.
for that, man, planar magnetic at that price is actually pretty crazy, because I think maybe like a good affordable alternative is the Hi-Fi Mind Sandara, and I think they're like $400. So to have fucking planar magnetic, presumably good quality ones as well, in devices that, how much are they again? These new Sony ones?
I think the earbuds are $200, right?
Yeah,
earbuds
which is
are
crazy.
200 and the over the head are 149.
Yeah, which is low for planar magnetic.
I remember this game Pure. This is a good game.
But I have had 3 Odyssey products. So I've had the LCD2, the LCD-X, and the LCD-XC. But they're like higher end. But the only reason I got rid of them was because I have the Sony headphones, which were better, but it was just because they're wood and they're quite heavy, and I didn't want to wear them for periods of time. But the actual quality and the sound technology and stuff was amazing. So it's cool that they're bringing that to mass consumer technology, because there are benefits to it, because it has like a thinner diaphragm. You can do tighter bass control, better instrument separation. So yeah, it's cool. Like to do the same from a dynamic driver, you need to have a much bigger driver. So yeah, hopefully with Sony's 3D tech and stuff, these earphones should sound really good.
I'm trying to hear thinner diaphragm.
Yeah. So it's cool. They should sound really good. Because I bought their gaming headsets, the Odyssey, but I sold it only because like the thing about like the better sounding headsets out there, the ones that aren't made for gaming, they work with your console, but sometimes they just be lacking features, because and don't work as compatible as the actual quote unquote gaming headsets. Gaming headsets never have the best audio, but they just work so so seamlessly with the console because it's made for it. Versus these other
Be honest,
headsets.
BG, that shit broken. You sold
No,
it.
no, stop it, sir. They were really good. It's just
Thing with Sony has so their mics have always been some of the worst mics I've ever used.
True. Yeah.
I've had at least 4 pair of the Sony gaming headsets, and that mics were abysmal, bro.
I've had horrible luck with anything that's wireless, like with the PS5 and both of my Xboxes. If it doesn't bring that 2.4 gigahertz or whatever it is connector, I don't even bother with it, because I find that Bluetooth connected, or the Xbox whatever wireless frequency they use, like that's what kept me from buying like the Starfield headset, because I had that first Xbox headset and that thing had constant drops, and I don't know why. And the same thing with you. And the same thing happened to me with the with the what's it called, the Pulse from the ones that Sony came out with, the Pulse, right? Is that what they're called? Yeah. The same thing. I don't know if it's something that I have in my environment that's causing these drops or whatever, but I had to drop both of those headsets and start using things that had a 2.4 gigahertz connector. It might just be my use case. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that.
It's also weird that it doesn't have Bluetooth, because what I've seen is they're saying it doesn't have Bluetooth because Bluetooth has a certain amount of latency, and if you're going to be playing remote play, they don't want you to experience that, right? And this PlayStation Link is going to have less latency. But the thing is, there are for example, there are earbuds out there that have like gaming modes that decrease the latency. They're for when you're playing games. Like I have a pair of those. I think Razer has some gaming earbuds, and
Barracuda X I like a lot.
I have those. Those are really good. Yep.
Yeah. And Logitech has some gaming earbuds, and they have a gaming mode where you could just turn on gaming mode, and I think the audio quality takes a little bit of a hit, but it decreases the latency to make sure the sound matches up with your game.
They saying other third party developers can use the technology eventually. So eventually, hopefully, there'll be more earbuds that can use the fucking PS4. I just wish they should have. I feel like they should have had something out the gate. You know what I mean? Just to have one option at the be. I mean, we know why they doing it, but
yeah,
that shit lame, bro.
Yeah, I see someone put there in the chat that I'm gaming next to a microwave. Maybe that's it. You know, I like to make hot pockets while I'm gaming, so maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, so these are coming out sometime the end of this year. They didn't give any solid release date, so yeah, that's it. Let's see, what do we got left? I think the only thing.
Oh, I think I just beat this fucking game.
Only thing really had left was some stuff from Gamescom, but there's a whole bunch of games in there I don't really care about. Let me just bring up some stuff that Phil Spencer said at Gamescom, interviewing with I think this is his interview with Dustin Legary, whatever his name is. So I don't have the full context of these. I just wrote down some of what he said.
He lied.
So he said so this is Phil Spencer. He said preservation is at the front and center of all the decisions that they made. I think that was in reference to them shutting down the Xbox 360 store. So he said they do care about gaming preservation and all that stuff. He said current gen console prices won't come down like they used to because of components and Moore's law and all that good stuff. He said he does not see a world where current gen. Oh yeah, that's the same quote. And he said Starfield kicks off their multi-year relay race of first-party titles. And I think he said they intend to put out 4 first-party titles a year. And, you know, he said Starfield is the kickoff for that. Any thoughts on these?
Yeah. Well, is it going to be a kickoff, or are we talking about a legal procedure?
No. He's talking about in releases, which they're ahead of schedule. This year I think they did about 8 games.
First party?
For sure. Yeah.
What first party? What 8 first party?
All right.
You better not be counting Quake 2.
Hey, I wasn't going to do that, but thanks for reminding me. All right, so here we go. We got Hi-Fi Rush, Age of Empires 2 console edition.
Oh my god, go ahead.
You have Minecraft Legends. Was it Legends or Dungeons? Legends.
Okay.
Redfall.
Okay.
And we got Ghostwire Tokyo Xbox edition. Okay. And and then we're now coming up on Starfield and Forza and Age of Empires 4, which console edition. So that's 8. Yeah. And then if I wanted to count Quake, that would be 9.
I'm not counting like 5 of those because those are released on other platforms.
Hey, first party game, bruh. And there were different editions from the original launch edition. So
do PC ports count?
It's a separate core, and Quake 2 Remaster is technically a separate game because it launched with shit that the original game didn't launch with. So please.
Nigga, you are not playing Quake.
I did play it. Check my achievements, baby.
Like anybody playing Quake with a controller needs to cut their head off.
Yo.
Jesus.
Yeah, respectfully, I'm not counting nothing that was released on another. Like, come on, y'all got to stop this Age of Empires 2. It came out in '97. Hey. Quake 2 came out in. I don't even remember when.
Do you think Microsoft's releasing these just so Xbox fans can add them to their list?
Yep. Shout out to General MLD. I know he's been doing that.
No, but I get where Smoove is coming from. I think that what Phil Spencer is trying to at least to portray and kind of sell out there is that the current drought that we saw in 2022, there shouldn't be a repeat of that where you went one whole calendar year with releasing nothing except for Pentiment that came out. I think that's pretty much where the context of what he was saying. Starfield does, let's. For them to release 3 or 4 games consistently from here on out. I think that he said that that's kind of like their goal, and I think that it's a realistic goal, especially with with acquiring Bethesda and Activision's going to be under the wing soon. It's doable, and there's no reason other than delays and unexpected BS that should cause that from happening. So I don't think that it's a stretch, to be honest with you.
I agree.
Anybody can release a game, but can you release a good game? That's the question.
Oh, they about to drop one in about a week, baby.
There you go.
It's great when Smoove's excited. Disaster always comes after that.
Review day is going to be an absolute fucking massacre, whichever way it goes.
Yeah,
it's gonna be insane.
I know. Yeah. That's why I like it, because it's gonna be embarrassing for either one of us.
That there's gonna be clowns on both sides. If it scores, if it doesn't score 100, I thought you guys said this is the greatest game since sliced bread. So it's gonna be all over the place.
But here's the funny thing: if you go to Metacritic's post about Starfield, right? I think they say, what's your predictions, right? And you go to the quote tweets. Have a look at the quote tweets. It's so funny because the predictions are all over the show. Like, there's so many people in the high 90s. There's people doing really low scores. So either way, it's just going to be funny. It's going to be entertaining.
It depends on the player, man. Look, the plenty of people, while BG was giving his thoughts on Armored Core, he scores at an 80, and there's some people saying it's game of the year. So it just depends, man.
Well, they're wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
But, yeah.
Do you guys think it will be like divisive, or do you think it's gonna be mostly one way, like in the high praise?
I think mostly one way.
I think the fanboys are going to try to make it divisive. Because again, if this thing doesn't score like a 99, a 98, they're going to be like, "Hey, what happened?"
Here's the thing. This is how bad it is, right? If Starfield scores an 89, PlayStation fanboys win. If it scores a 90, Xbox fanboys win. That's literally the difference.
That's crazy.
That's how crazy it is.
What if it scores like in the low 80s or even the 70s?
It all counts the same. Anything that's like, if it's not a 90, it's pretty much PlayStation. How pretty much, if you're not a 90, you are. It's a bad game, pretty much.
Only
but then
because,
they can.
But that's
you can point
only
to Horizon
because
Forbidden West, Rift Apart. Like there's a high 80s.
Yeah, but it's only because people set this expectation, and that's my issue. Like the way people use the words people use to describe these games before they come out, you set the expectation for it. Like if you tell me like, oh, Starfield is going to be this revolutionary game, it's going to be this mind-splitting game, something we've never seen before. Mm-hmm. It's going to change the gaming landscape forever. And by the way, I don't give no game the benefit of the doubt that it's going to change gaming forever before it actually comes out. I think y'all need to stop doing that. But when you hear those words and people describe it in that way, okay, all right, well, okay, cool. Now you got to get a 90. Stop setting those expectations, because you only you're only like messing up the game when you do that. You're only setting the game up to fail when you do that. Well,
to be fair, with Starfield, the potential has been there, and I think that's what has people excited, because if it even exceeds what like Skyrim was, that's a win for Xbox. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of where some of that hype came from. Now I do agree with you with what you're saying. Like, when you hear some of these extremists say that this game is going to cure cancer and all this crap, exactly. like come on now, you know what I'm saying? But the potential's there. The potential's there for what could be. Phil Spencer said it. I mean, from his own mouth, he thinks that this is their biggest game since Gears of War. That's what he thinks. So
it's interesting that is coming out so close to Baldur's Gate 3, because I would say Baldur's Gate 3, like, at least because I'm waiting on the PS5 version. I would have got the PC, but I thought I might as well wait for the fucking PS5 version. But it is interesting because that, based on the reviews and based on there's people in my DM group or whatever who have already completed it, and it does kind of sound like a potentially revolutionary game and possibly the most ambitious RPG that's ever been made, because the way people are speaking about it and like the endless progression options, the way fucking side quests interconnect, how you can pretty much do whatever you can imagine. Like if you picture a certain scenario, you can usually play it out, or physics and stuff, and fucking how storylines interconnect, and like that stuff sounds really amazing. So it will be
You're
interesting
talking
to
about
see
Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah.
Yeah, if you
So I'm
like
good.
porn simulators, I think you'll like it too. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, Balls Gate 3.
I gotta read some. I apologize to the super chats. I've been neglecting them. I need to read some. Okay. Let me go to this bottom. Alcoholic Gamer, raspberry lemonade plus Fireball. Enjoy drinks on me. Thank you, Alcoholic Gamer, and all your recommendations weekly. All right. Yamato Shison said, I need Bond or Smoove to elaborate on Avuem running at 436p native on Series S. Yeah, well, Smoove did speak on that.
What's there to elaborate?
It's really low. I mean, that's it. There's nothing more to say.
We know it's low. It was so low, Dr. Trey had to make a video on it.
Oh, God. Alex's Core says, you guys think BG sleeps with his socks on? I do, not intentionally. Sometimes I just forget and fall asleep with them on. In the winter, I definitely keep them on in the winter, you know.
Hell no. Get too hot with socks on, man.
I like them on sometimes. Woden's Throne, UE5 on the Series S running Immortals of Aveum at 468p with FSR 2.1. The Series S is done since UE5 will become more common. Okay. Pillsbury 27. Pillsbury 27. Thank you, Bond. Kid Smoove was damaged controlling this and for weeks. Proves that the devs were right. Kid Smoove likes to push fake narratives. When gamers pull receipts, Kid Smoove runs and hides.
Wait. Let's elaborate a little bit. What narrative is Kid Smoove running?
He was trying to blame the game not coming to Xbox on Sony when the real problem was Microsoft.
Yeah, he said Sony had what's the name in their pockets.
I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it. So
It ain't no 50-50. Sony had nothing to do with it. It was all Microsoft.
You don't know that either.
Yeah, we do. Because Microsoft bent the knee. They could have bent the knee earlier.
Nick Wood Snake, the true antagonist, just checking if Super Chat is working. Okay, well, thanks.
Yeah,
It's
see,
working.
I never bend the knee because physically I can't.
Oh, I see what you did there. Emmanuel A1.
Never heard of the Jiggy League?
The PlayStation Portal is the best thing to happen since Jim moved 60% of their game budget to games as a service. PlayStation isn't dying; it's being murdered. All right?
Hold on. Speaking of which, Jack had a wild tweet. What did he say about the headphones and exclusive games, Jack? What was that line?
Oh yeah, the fact that they got fucking proprietary headsets, but they don't make their games proprietary. Ain't that crazy how they do that, Bonus?
No, they
You
make
play
it
the game.
hard. Need to put them on the PC.
Yeah, you can play them games any fucking word. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to them, man.
Oh, shit is wild.
Tarek Ahmed, Smoove weekly No Child Left Behind segment, 6 out of 10.
Come on, man.
Joey L, how much to remove Bond's ban ability forever?
You can't.
You know PlayStation. What's the dude name? Playmaker Porter. He's coming back, Bond.
Yep.
He's coming
For
back.
what?
Hey man, don't worry about it. He's coming back, bro. I talked to him.
He can come back, but he can't come back and say stupidity that he was wrong about.
Hey, it won't be Madden talk. Not this time, I guess. But he'll be back.
Dick cord.
Andrew Wilkins. Sony has the better performing streaming over Azure for years. They're getting 4K streaming, and their remote play beats Xbox. Xbox loses at everything. All right.
Andrew Wilkins, bro. Get the Sony meat out your mouth, dog.
Wow.
All 8
We'll
inches
say
of
though,
it.
if you go to Digital Foundry and Gamer Nexus, he is not wrong. Because they've done latency tests for all of them, and Stadia came out on top, followed by PlayStation Now Plus, and then
Stadia was fire, man.
Yeah,
Jack,
Stadia
if you
would.
don't stop it, if you don't
I
stop
fuck
defending
with
that
Stadia,
thing.
man. That shit
No,
was
every
cool.
time you say
I
Stadia,
heard
you gotta say
GeForce
rest
Now
in
is
peace,
best.
though. So
Yeah, man, that shit was papping.
We ain't want it. It's dead now. Miles said, FYI, the Portal is exactly like the PS5. Neither natively supports Bluetooth.
PlayStation exclusives.
Does he?
Neither natively supports Bluetooth. You have to use a Bluetooth adapter to use headphones with both devices, no matter what.
That's true. Yeah, correct.
All right. That was the super chats. Let me read trivia question on Patreon, part of the tiers. Dizzy, thank you for the trivia. He said before the name Naughty Dog, they were known as Jam Software, but due to the name already being taken, they had to change it. What year was the name officially changed to Naughty Dog?
97.
No Googling. It's choices are 91, 1988, 1989, and 1990.
91 was. I'm gonna say 90.
Say it again, BG.
91, 88, 89, 90.
91.
91.
89.
Same score as Starfield. 91.
90.
89. Same score as Starfield.
Answer is C. 1989 when they started to work with.
Who was right?
That's not a good sign right there.
Not a good sign, Smoove.
Yeah. 1989 when they started to work with EA, they found out the name was already taken. Within 24 hours, the name Naughty Dog emerged, and the logo at the time was a dog with the glasses with the ball sack chin.
Jesus.
Yeah. That logo was terrible.
Can we just all admit that, like, more times than not, I'm pretty much right? Even when I don't try to be right, even when I guess I'm pretty much right.
I'm over it, Bond.
It's a gift.
Earl Walker. To Kid Smoove or BG, what do you guys think of that $50 diaper for the Xbox? Diaper? There's a diaper?
You're talking about the Xbox wrap.
Are you talking about the skins?
Oh, the wraps.
It's more of a condom. You don't want to play unprotected. You know?
He said tampon.
Yeah, okay.
You do your gaming raw, or you're gonna cover it up. So
yeah, we spoke about it.
Mm.
Earl Walker also said breaking
What's on
news.
your plate?
He said breaking news. You can walk 10 minutes straight on an empty planet and hit invisible walls on Starfield. Can Kid Smoove explain that? We already spoke about it, so we covered your question, sir. He said, but he did say the game will score a 6 when the dust settles. Come on now, y'all being
The only
unreasonable.
reason I think it's not getting a 90, especially on the Xbox, is because it's 30 frames.
Yeah, I just think
really?
I just think nowadays it's
know,
just
I
really hard to
disagree
get a
with
90. Yeah.
That and it's 30 frames.
But when has 30 frames ever stopped a game from getting a high rating, though?
If it's not a Nintendo game, all the time.
Come on, man. Elden Ring doesn't run at 60 for shit on consoles.
It did. I thought it ran at 60.
Yeah.
Targets.
Yeah, like
Targets.
Yeah,
You
it
ain't catch
hovers
it,
at like
yeah.
40, 50, like most of the
No,
time.
it was like 50. But the point is, in that situation, here's the issue. The console version was better than the PC version at launch. That's the other issue. So it's the best way to play the game.
All the previous games from the previous gen. Last of Us 2, Uncharted 4.
We're talking about now. We can't talk about then.
So
different eras.
All right, wait. Name the game of the year since 2020, right? What was the game of the year of 2020? Last of Us Part 2, right? That's technically a PS4 era game.
should have been Red Dead 2.
2021 was It Takes Two, and that's because they didn't want to give any Xbox games game of the year.
Again, we're in a different era with brand new consoles, guys. We're not on
2022.
It was Elden Ring.
2022 was Elden Ring. So
we're not on cell phone mobile processors anymore, guys.
I don't think critics care about that stuff, man, as long as the game is good. Because even like from soft games, they have.
I mean that can hamper your gameplay. Like if you have a poor experience.
I think they only
30
penalize
FPS
you.
isn't a poor experience. That's the target.
Hold, stop the show.
No.
You said 30 FPS is not a poor
I'm
experience.
I'm with
his
Kid
question.
Smoove on this.
But here's the thing. Kid Smoove earlier was making fun of like frame rates, saying he'll never play below 60 again.
Oh yeah, he
and I sincerely and
it's now at 30 or 60 with the Xbox. It's 6120.
And I sincerely apologize for that take.
Oh my god, this dick eating.
Sincerely apologize.
He thought it was going to
That's
be the
fire.
PS5 with the
And
30 frames games. He didn't realize.
hey,
it was
Smoove,
gonna be
I welcome you back in the 30 frames community, Smoove.
No, but what I was gonna say is, I think reviewers, I think they only penalize you for frame rate if it drops from the target
say it
frame
like
rate.
that.
Exactly.
If your target frame rate is 30, then they don't penalize you. If it's 60 and it drops, or if it's 30 and it drops, then they penalize you. But they gonna let it fly.
I mean, that's not true because Elden Ring was a 97 and it dropped. Zelda's a 24 for FPS game and it dropped.
Well, yeah, but okay, From Software, we already know they gave them
drops.
They
Not
let
like
From
minor
Software
drops.
stuff slide. So
No, but look at bloody Jedi Survivor, Tears of the Kingdom, like loads of 30 frames games that aren't consistent still score well. Like I think honestly, like in terms of bugs, in terms of frame rate, as long as the quality of the game is really high, they'll overlook that stuff. And so will I, to be honest. Like so will I. I don't know whether you think that's fair or not. I don't know. Maybe some of you think that shouldn't be the case.
I'm gonna say this.
That's
And
all
I'm
that
gonna
matters. As
I'm
long
gonna
as
get
you're
some
honest.
heat for it. Baldur's Gate 3 shit and win Game of the Year because half the people hyping it don't know how to play it. Right?
Nigga, you don't have to play any of these games you hype. You're not even beating a Bethesda RPG.
I guess I guarantee I beat this one.
No.
Guarantee it. Guarantee it. You want to put some money on it? Put some money on it?
Just like you beat Persona?
Hey, that was by choice. That's literally by choice.
Just like you would
Not
beat
because it was
just
hard.
like you would beat Halo?
I did beat Halo.
Yeah, but not in time for the bet.
What do you mean Halo? What?
There was a Halo bet we made, and I won.
Oh, Halo 2. Oh, Halo 2. Oh, Halo 2. But that's
Are you
irrelevant.
eating, Smoove?
No, I'm sucking my teeth.
Huh?
Yo.
What?
Ew.
I know you said you'll complete Starfield.
Smoove,
Who keep in that?
Move every
Do you
bet
think
we've
you'll
made
do
about
all the
completing
side
a
stuff
game,
as well?
you've not completed it. And now you're telling me you're gonna complete a 30 frames per second RPG. First person shooter.
Put some money. If you're confident I ain't gonna do it, put some money up.
If you look historically, right? I mean, Fallout 4 scored pretty much an 88. Yeah, between an 87 and 88. Fallout 3 is up there with a 96, and then I think Skyrim is also up there with maybe like a 93. I don't know, man. I don't know how.
I need to see how long this game is first.
Yeah, and supposedly this is what Matt Booty is saying, the least buggy Bethesda game that they're.
Yeah, we've heard that before.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Just to throw some other news items out there. We don't got to talk about this. Epic Games is now offering 100% revenue to developers for game exclusivity. Before, I think their split was like 88-12. Now they're offering 100% revenue. So,
I wanted those PC upright citizens. I ain't gonna. They got a problem with that? Them giving them all the fucking money? They got a problem with that still? Wow.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's not Steam.
All of it.
Like it.
Some people are saying it's desperation, but I don't know. I don't freaking
See,
know.
you can't never do nothing right by people, right? At first it was they don't really make exclusive games. They footing the bill for exclusivity. Now they you know what, we'll give you all the money. It's still an issue. See, you can't please everybody, bro.
And honestly,
The thing is, who
like
cares?
the
Who
what I
cares
was
if
gonna
it's
say
desperation?
is,
The devs get more money, right? Publishers get more money.
Exactly.
yeah, and like the complaints that people leverage against the Epic Game Store at this point, like, see, I can understand maybe some of them when it first came out. Now y'all are just being Steam meat writers. That's all it is.
Alex.
Because there's nothing wrong with the Epic Game
Alex,
Store. Nothing.
No, there's not. But I'm one of those. I'm one of those. That I just prefer Steam. I know exactly
that's
what
fine.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
But every single time that like I hear that Epic is releasing an exclusive deal or something, I just roll my eyes. I'm like, ah, and it's dumb. Like me and Kay Asante literally had this conversation, a week ago on our show, and it's 100% first world problems. I just don't want to click on another launcher. That's all it is.
Yeah, and I'm fine with somebody admitting that. But when they talk about, I don't use Epic Game Store because they're kidnapping people in China and putting them in sweat. They be making up some dumb shit, bro.
No,
like,
it's not that deep.
And then they turn around and play on Battle.net with Blizzard.
Yeah. So it is what it is. And what else was there? Oh, there was a game called Blasphemous that released. It was, I don't know.
That game came out a long time ago, BG.
No, there was.
Oh, he's talking about Blasphemous too.
Yeah, it's
I'm about to say,
Blasphemous 2.
Blasphemous came
My
out like
bad.
2019. Okay,
Blasphemous 2 then. Yeah, and I just wanted
about it?
I just wanted to, acknowledge it.
Yeah,
It's highly
Blasphemous
rated.
Blasphemous Wilson is pretty good, man.
Hey,
Yeah,
BG, did
I
you
got the first game.
did you talk on why you won't be playing? BG, did you talk on why you won't be playing Madden this year?
Yeah, last week I spoke about it.
Oh, okay.
I just tried to play it for the first time. This shit lagged out.
Yeah. And let me just go over the we don't got time to talk about it. So I'm just going to go over the games that they showed at Gamescom opening night live. Starfield, COD Modern Warfare 3, some more Alan Wake 2 stuff, Diablo Season 2, Mortal Kombat 1, Tekken 8, Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Speaking of Tekken 8, thank you, Hard Air, for that $20 because you lost that bet, dog.
What was the one?
What was the bet?
That Tekken 8 wasn't going to come this year. He said it was because they had a beta, but I won the bet, so.
Oh, yeah, it's coming out next
Thank
year.
you for the 20.
Is he gonna pay you in pennies and bottle caps, or did you get your
He
money
already
over?
paid me. He already paid me. Oh, here he comes right now.
Hey, hold up. No, I just want to say, I feel like I'm still gonna get my money back because I feel like that game still has a chance to release early. That's all I'm gonna say though.
Is there
I mean,
pre-order
it's
for
the end of
January? Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I say it still has a chance to release early.
So you think it's going to move up? You think there's a chance of that?
Yeah.
Get out of here. You desperate.
Because I can tell they was trying to release it this year. Because that's how I know I was on the right track. Because the fact that it releases in January lets you know that they was trying to put it out this year.
Maybe.
They was really trying.
Nah.
They text you hard. They was like, "We trying, nigga. We trying." They texted you.
Hey,
All right.
man, I'm gonna get my money back. Just watch.
Assassin's Creed Mirage, Cyberpunk, Sonic Superstars, Sonic Frontiers DLC, Little Nightmares 3 was announced. Black Myth Wukong got another trailer. Let's see, Grand Blue Fantasy
Excited
Relink
for that.
comes out February. Skimming. Let's see, Crimson Desert, more gameplay.
Killing
of that.
Floor 3. We excited for that. We excited for
Yeah,
that.
Killing Floor 3, Bulletstorm VR.
Ooh, hold up, they got a Killing Floor 3 coming?
Yep.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
brother.
I'm excited.
Crew Motorfest.
Remember when I
be
saved
in-
you
I'ma
guys
be in
money
that.
when what was that bald nigga talking
Gamers'
about?
lives matter.
Yeah. There was no way you guys would complete that challenge.
Fort Solis, that game came out, but it's complete garbage. Lords of the Fallen, Genshin
Yeah, I played the
Impact,
demo for like 5 minutes. I couldn't do it, bro.
Honkai Star Rail, Payday 3, Delta Force, almost done. Yeah, that's most of the games covered there.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what they showed at Gamescom.
How about that one dude rushing the stage?
Yeah,
It
Jeff
was
Keighley.
like
Jeff
two
Keighley got to.
people.
Jeff Keighley got to shoot somebody. He just has to do it
That's
live.
weird. That's
on camera.
weird that, bro. That's weird that security doesn't like stop niggas from doing that. That is,
Yeah.
actually a really
Jeff
that's a
Keighley
really
got to
big safety hazard.
He got to take it into his
Cybersecurity.
own hands. All he needs to do is punch the next guy right in the mouth. Whoever just
No,
comes up to the
what
stage.
Y'all hear how
needs
sad
to
he was, bro? He
do-
was like, "That's disappointing. They're disappointed. This is disappointing."
What
That
he
nigga was
needs
so
to do
sad.
is have bodyguards on stage that look like Solid Snake.
I'll tell you one thing though. I mean, Bill Clinton really wants GTA 6. That's something that he's sending out all these guys. So
He need next gen 720 up on that stage to tackle a nigga. Like, I think there's a few people in the community we can get over there.
Yeah.
I'd be down.
Yeah. So, and lastly, I definitely don't want to get into this. I'm just mentioning it. Microsoft plans to sell off Activision Blizzard cloud gaming rights to Ubisoft.
Oh my god.
This is apparently to help appease the UK approval of the deal. So that's happening.
Yeah, my buddy's at the CMA. Yeah, sorry about that, Americans.
All right. Well, I think those are all the topics. Just one thing I wanted to ask my brother Jack. My good brother Jack. Love this guy.
What's up?
Great guy.
What's up?
Me and you,
Oh, man, I
go
know
back
what
and
it
forth
is.
about, what the better generations are.
Oh
And,
God!
and
Here we go.
listen, I do feel a lot of y'all are blinded and have rose tinted glasses about previous generations. But especially you be hyping the PS4, specifically the beginning of the PS4 generation. Correct? You think the beginning of the PS4 generation is better than the PS5 generation?
It was some slow years.
But do you think which one do you think is better? The first three? Would you take the first 3 years of the PS4 generation or the first 3 years of this generation?
You know why I'm gonna say PS4, BG? Because the best games of the PS5 generation, PS4 games. Like the reason you don't have a valid argument is that the best games are also on PS4. These are not native PS5 games. If these were native PS5 games that weren't on PC as well, you have a point. But no, I can't.
I think even if you take away the cross-gen games, it's still in PS5's favor.
You sure?
Absolutely. Okay. Bro, okay. Yeah. I can name
Does that mean you gotta drop Miles?
Okay, no.
Let me ask Jack. Hold on.
This is what we gonna do.
Let me ask Jack.
Hold on. This is what we gonna do. Look, I got a perfect solution. All right, you ready?
Sure.
You button.
Okay. Yeah, my internet fucking up. You name one game that wasn't. You name a PS5 exclusive from the first 3 years, and I will name a PS4 exclusive from the first 3 years, and whoever got a better list at the end wins.
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I need to look up a list, but go ahead.
But my thing was okay. We could do it that way. I was gonna ask you, what games in those 3 years did you even like? Because I looked at the list and I'm like, Jack Move only like 2 of these games.
First 3 years. So that's 2013. Wait, hold on. This is how you gotta do it, right?
I'll break it down, right? I'll break it. Let me break it down. Okay. So the first 3 years of the PS4, right? You had Knack. Come on, bro. It was mid. We know.
I beat Knack.
Okay.
I like the game and I beat it.
Okay,
that's the winner right there.
We'll give you Knack.
Patty whack.
We know it was mid. We know it was. You beat it, but we can acknowledge it wasn't.
But yeah, I like the game.
Okay, we can acknowledge it wasn't a great game though. Okay, cool.
Go ahead.
All right, then
the game wasn't bad.
This is not in chronological order, by the way. There was Infamous. You hate Infamous.
I don't like the game.
Yeah, you think Infamous is trash. Okay, so we not counting that. Drive Club came out. You don't like Drive Club. You think driving games. You don't play driving games. Okay, cool.
I don't like the game.
Killzone Shadowfall. You don't play first-person shooters.
Nope.
That's another one. Little Big Planet. You don't care about Little Big Planet.
Nope.
The only other 2 games that came out in the PS4 in those 3 years was Bloodborne and Uncharted 4.
And the order.
Okay, and the order. I forgot about that. Okay. So
does PT count?
But don't. But
no, it's a demo.
What y'all forgetting about a lot of this shit, man? There was just more games to play back then, bro. Like,
but okay, I got you.
2014 is arguably one of the worst years of games. But even
did Persona 5 come out in that 3 years, man?
But I'm just talking about from PlayStation specifically, what PlayStation gave him.
But that's technically at that time Persona at that time.
It's on PS3.
Persona 5.
Okay. What PlayStation gave him.
Okay,
I'm just talking about what PlayStation made. That's it. So
okay,
if we could take that list. Boom.
Now do games that aren't on PS5.
Okay.
They are on PS4.
I mean, that aren't on PS4, but only on PS5. Go ahead.
That would be is GT7 on PS4? I honestly don't know.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
GT7 was also a cross-gen game.
So it would be Ratchet and Clank, Demon Souls, Returnal, and Astro Playroom. I believe. I think those are the ones, right? That are not on PS4.
Jack played all 3 except for Demon Souls. So that's already more than anyone played.
Hold on, what was the game's your name?
It's Demon Souls, Ratchet and Clank, Returnal, and Astrobot. Right?
Those are 3 great games. 3 great games.
Yeah, and I get your argument that the other 3 games are on PS5, are also on PS4, but those are still games that counted towards your PS5 experience. So
my point with that is I could have kept my PS4 and had the exact same experience.
But would you have done that?
Bro, if I didn't make content, there would be no reason for me to own a PS5 right now.
But we're not talking about how you have a PS5 for a reason though.
Because literally because I do content, bro. If I did not do YouTube, I would not have this motherfucker. On top of that, bro, Y'all got to remember how they was promoting this motherfucker. Like, you can't get this experience nowhere else. They was lying, bro. I don't know why is it so hard to grasp, bro? They lied, bro.
Not to talk about the marketing. Don't fall for the marketing employee.
Bro, this is 3 fucking years ago. That was 3 years ago.
Yes, and that's also.
I can't change how I acted 3 years ago. I can't change that.
But you did the same thing with the Ratchet and Clank thing.
What did I say about Ratchet and Clank?
With the hard drive thing,
that was also a year or two ago. Yeah, that I said.
It was 3 years ago, but you kept bringing
I can't change what I said 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
but
I
real quick. All I'm saying, I get your argument, Jack, and I received that. I get what you're saying, but if I'm counting those games, even though they are on PS4, GT7, God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2 is about to come out. That's going to count. Ratchet and Clank, Demon Souls, I'm not going to count Sackboy. That's trash. Returnal, Horizon Forbidden West, Astro Playroom, Spider-Man, Miles Morales is definitely kicking the shit out of Knack, Infamous, Drive Club, Order, Killzone, Shadowfall, Little Big Planet 3, Uncharted 4, and Bloodborne. It's kicking the shit out of them.
Why you doing that? 3 years the PS4 the indie station because of that shit.
Okay, but this is what y'all are also not gathering though. Let's talk about after that. What are we looking forward to right now from PlayStation 5, bro? Like, what are we looking forward to at that time? 3 years.
They've got 30 games. Like
Nib, this is my point. Check me out. Right, 3 years into the PS4 may not have been the greatest, but we knew what that roadmap looked like. You got to remember 2016.
Did we? I don't know if we did at that point.
E3 2016, BG.
But that was 3 years. That was exactly.
But you can y'all listen to what I'm saying, please? Please, just listen to what I'm saying. 3 years into the PS3's lifespan, PS4 lifespan, 2016 was very bright. They announced so many fucking games at E3 2016. It's considered by many to be the greatest E3 of all time. 3 years into the PS5 lifespan, I don't know what the fuck coming out. They'll tell you a game coming out. Now when niggas talk about PlayStation game, they say, well, they got that unannounced such and such project, and unannounced such and such project, or they'll say a game that ain't got no fucking gameplay video. You just know the name. We know fair games. We don't know shit about it, bro.
I agree we don't know shit that's coming out 2023 and beyond, or 2024 and beyond. But I think we got to stick to what BG was saying. The first 3 years is not even comparable. It's not comparable.
Brother, man. That's cool. That's cool. What I'm saying is, we know.
You're not gonna give it. We don't know.
I understand you. 3 years. 3 years. Cool. But what I'm saying is, we know more peripherals, TV shows, and movies than games.
Yes.
There's more rumors about new Sony. I'm not arguing this no more, man. Because if you don't get it now, you're never gonna get it.
No, but Jack, I don't think
there is no game utilized there is no game exclusively utilized the PS5's power. And there's never going to be until they come out with a pro console.
PSVR is, so I'm actually seeing that in PSVR.
That nobody gives a fuck about.
You think Spider-Man?
That was unnecessary for you to say that. That was not necessary for you to say that.
There's no more cross-gen games, so I don't.
Awesome.
Let me say this.
We said the first 3 years.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why this year. This was a dry year for PlayStation. No denying it. Right. To me, I don't give them another year like this and be okay with it. The reason why the reason why they're gonna release games next year. I know they're not announced, but the reason why I I allow this and I don't kill them for it is because the same thing happened with the PS4. They always have at least 1 year early in the generation super dry, and this is where I get to saying. People act like every previous generation was like sunflowers and roses and like, well, hold on, real quick. People act like there was no dry period, no lull. The name Indie Station and Sparse Station existed for a reason because there was like a whole year where the PS4 had nothing. And people completely forget about it. People talk like, oh no, PS4 always had them shits banging. No, they did not.
No. I'm not gonna let you get that narrative off. Everybody knows that Sony has the first 3 years of every Sony console is kind of slow. Everybody knew that going in. My point is my original point. 3 years in every other system, you knew it was a bright future. You cannot say that with the PS5, and if you can, you're fucking lying to yourself. Point blank, period. That's the point. That is the point.
You knew the games were.
They haven't shown a new game in over 2 years. You're not gonna get the argument, bro.
What you in PS3, Jack? What do you know?
Bro, hold on. Let me say this. This generation, they have not released a single new IP. It's been 3 years and a half. You to release a new IP.
Returnal is a new.
They did not own. They did not own Housemarque when Returnal came out.
No, but they own the IP.
We're gonna do that. But they own IP.
Listen, that does not fucking matter. My point is, in the past 3 years, they have not released a new IP. That is unacceptable.
I think that's irrelevant.
Had a show. Wait a minute. Let me fucking. I let y'all niggas talk for 2 fucking hours. Let me talk. They have not had a showcase of note in over 2 fucking years. If that is okay with you, stop talking to me.
Hold up, Jack. Didn't BG say that they were releasing more new IPs and more new genres than ever?
I never said new IPs. I said more new games.
New IP this whole generation, and y'all niggas cool with it.
So
unacceptable, man.
I gotta reply to that when y'all done.
Hating you, brother.
Unacceptable, bro.
In 2009, you didn't know what Sony was doing in 2009, other than what came out that year.
Oh, coming out with one of the greatest games ever, Uncharted 2. That in 2009.
No, hold on.
Let's bring up 2009.
Jack, in 2009, what did you know was coming on 2010, 2011, 2012?
You know, they literally turned around the whole PlayStation brand in 2009. They lowered the price of the PS3, and they released They released arguably one of the greatest games in history, Uncharted 2. What the fuck are you talking about? You cannot. There's no game. Let me argue a point, Tarek.
No game.
That's not my point. I'm finna argue your point though. No game. Listen to what I'm telling you, brother. Listen. No game released on the PlayStation 5 has had the impact of Uncharted 2. Now, arguably, lies say it has.
That's not my point. I'm saying in 2009.
That's my point, though. That's my point.
You said you're arguing my point.
What do you mean by
you're not arguing my point? I'm saying in my point, 2009. You didn't know what was coming out 2010, 2011, 2012. Jack, your point right now is saying as of now in 20.
Listen to what Tarek. Stop, Tarek, because you're not understanding what I'm saying. In 2009, they came out one of the greatest games, arguably of all time. That negates everything else. If they was coming out with Uncharted 2 type games right now, I could not have an argument, brother. That is my point. They're not coming out with Uncharted 2 type games right now.
That's 2 separate arguments, Jack.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
The whole point is we don't know the future, and the current ain't that good. That's my fucking point. That's my fucking point. Okay. Nigga, what you mean? They came out in 2009. Hey, hold on. Wait. Let me get this off. In 2009, when God of War 3 was coming out. Another classic masterpiece fucking game. We knew that in 2009. Uncharted 1 had already came out. Y'all niggas was getting resistance.
Jack, hold on.
Y'all was getting kills on. What the fuck is we talking about?
Jack, you forgetting what happened with God of War 3. They kept pushing that shit back. Remember,
who cares? It came out. Who cares?
Jack,
bro, what the fuck is you talking about, bro? You're not making no fucking sense, bro.
Jack, we did not know what was coming out. It came out E3 2009. They had the demo. And then they didn't say shit for almost a year. We didn't get that.
Hold on, Tarek, you know what other game they didn't say almost shit about a year? God of War Ragnarok. That was supposed to come out 2 years before it came out. So what are you arguing? Arguing?
That's not my argument, Jack. I'm saying you don't know the future of shit in 2009. We didn't know the future of shit now. The PS4.
Bro, you can't, bro. This is okay. Hindsight, bro. Hindsight is
Jack.
When you look back at it and you see all the IP from that generation, of course it's going to be easier to say, look at what we got.
Yeah.
Jack is saying for the time being, I haven't seen anything that even remotely compares to what we got in that whole span. That's all he's saying. He's not saying. Hold on, Tarek. He's not saying it's not coming. He's saying he hasn't seen it yet. That's why he's
saying. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm saying that based on their track history, we know shit is coming.
That's not true.
It is true. You
know why that's not? You know what's not true? You know what it's true? Because they
wait. Let me just go.
Let me say this real quick. PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4 all released revised consoles the third year to the generation. They didn't do that this time. They doing shit differently, bro. That's a perfect example.
Yeah,
that's a totally different
I think
thing.
that might be because of the acquisition. But BG, I was just going to say, I've sent you the tweet. I don't know how to share tweets in your chat group or whatever, but if you look at the investor slides that I shared with you, they actually detail exactly how many games are in production first party and how many are new IP, and it's actually, they state it's the highest number of new IP they're working on than they have done in the last few decades.
all those games are service games. Yeah.
Why they ain't showing them?
50% of their new titles are new IP. 50%.
How many of them are single player? And how many of them are games as a service?
Yeah, so we don't know, right? So I would agree with you that.
No, I think that we do know. I think that we do know. Out of 10, 6 are going to be gas games. Jim Ryan said
12.
But that doesn't say if they're going to be good. Like
Yeah. But I
we don't
think,
know
Jack, the thing is, I think because everything that's happened with I know some people say, oh, it's not acquisition related. I think it might be because everything's a chess game, right? You don't want to show your hand is too strong or whatever. But we do know, I know it's annoying and they should reveal more. But like you said, we do know from job listings, from LinkedIn, from all sorts, from investor slides, kind of what is coming. Because we know a new IP is coming from Naughty Dog. We know a new IP is coming from Bunker Bunker. We know.
See how they gotta do. We gotta do unannounced projects.
Hold up, Jack. I don't like when y'all do that dumpster diving of information and trying to crack the matrix code to find out what they're working on. We've seen them show trailers of games at E3, and then when it comes out the next year, it's a totally different game. I'm not putting no fucking stock in what somebody put on their resume.
Once the acquisition stuff closes, I think we're gonna get a lot more news.
See, Neil, brother, I appreciate your knowledge and I appreciate your information, but that's literally my problem, right? You see how we know unannounced studio got a game. We know, like, bro, they used to just say, hey, brothers, we got the game coming out. It's far off in development, but it's gonna come out, right? They'll show you a 2-minute trailer, that bitch, fine, beautiful.
That generation, there's no P's coming out.
I just think
that's one of the
all the new IPs are gonna be
so Jack. That's what I'm saying. Jack not saying we ain't got good games. He's saying, bro, of course we're gonna make a great game if the first game was amazing. They would just build on it, up the graphics, up the resolution.
I'll be honest with you though, I count Returnal because it's owned by Sony.
No, I love Returnal. That's one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy too, Nib, though? What's crazy? I've never really experienced a time in the industry where Sony kind of afterthought, if we being honest, man. We got other these third parties putting out great fucking games. Like, I've never seen Sony this fucking quiet when it comes to game development.
I agree.
So,
I honestly think they're just trying to underplay their hand because let's be honest, like I do think the acquisition is basically gone through now, but once it goes through, like they could stand to lose a lot of revenue. So yeah, like I could be wrong.
I'm just saying that we know it's coming. We don't know exactly.
Do we know?
Yes, based on their track record,
we do.
It's coming. That's why I don't get what Jack is so worried about. We know the games are. We just don't know.
Let me ask you this, Tyrell. Let me ask you this. They also came out and said that they're investing over half of their revenue in games as a service games. That's something they've done in the past. We knew they was gonna do that.
That's new because of how gaming is today.
But you said we know based on their track record.
Jack, that's two totally different things.
How though? How?
You're conflating two things. We know the games.
Am I okay?
Jack, their budget. Jack, hold on. Their budget.
25 new first-party games in development.
Their budget for first-party single-player games did not change. They added more to the budget to compensate for the games of the service.
Now, where you get that info?
They already released the thing. I'll get the chart. Remember, everyone was looking at some blue chart. They already released that chart already, and everyone was like, look, the games aren't changing. They released the chart, Jack.
I don't remember them saying they just added more to the budget.
You really don't remember the chart, but you remember everything else PlayStation does. They definitely released the chart, Jack.
They're saying I don't remember them saying that. I really don't.
Yeah, they released about them investing into games as a service and how they
but where did they say they not going? That's
the amount of money that went to single player is not going to change. What
did they say that?
I'm going to find the chart. I'm going to give it to you after that. Yeah. I'm going to find the chart. I'm just saying, Jack, everything that you said about PlayStation this gen has been...
It says in the investor slide, single player will still be the most important core part of the PlayStation business.
Okay.
They said that. I just don't know.
Here for one quick second. I know Tarek doesn't normally come in here often, but why is it when PlayStation criticism comes out, the bat signal come out, and he always here?
Bro, you see it
No,
now?
I'm always here when Jack goes off like this.
So real quick,
I didn't know he was gonna go off like that though. That's
regarding new. I wanted to say something.
BG and Jack are going on Twitter, and then we do this every 2 or 3 months, and we gotta rail Jack back in because he just goes off the rip. He just hates Jim Ryan. If Sean Layden was doing this right now, he'd be sucking Sean Layden's dick. It's just Jim Ryan. He just does not like Jim Ryan. That's it.
So I just wanted to say,
lick.
I listen. I think it all stems from. I don't even think it's like so much Jim Ryan. I think it's all stems back to games going on PC Engine, and I don't think Jack likes that.
I don't care about that shit no more, man.
No. All right, okay, cool. You say you don't, but let me say this: the thing about new IPs, right? Everybody is releasing less or announcing less new IPs. everybody across the board. The reason, the simple reason why you're getting less announced new IPs is just because game development is taking longer. So I'll give you an easy example, right? Typically, what PlayStation and a lot of people in the industry do is they make at least 3 games in a trilogy, and then they announce something new. Before, in 6 years, you would get 3 games, right? In that amount of time. Now it takes 6 years to make 1 game. 1 game. Before it used to get 3 out in that time.
But
so now it's going to take much longer to get to that new IP when you're releasing sequels because the original games you released were extremely successful.
But the problem with that though, BG, we're getting way more games overall back then, which is what you're saying. But you got to realize that still go hand in hand, right? A game could take 6 years to come out. Games used to take 5 years to come out back in the day too. Niggas acting like they forget, but it was other shit to play, bro. Like it just the output has been fucking horrible.
But
Jack, because some of those studios aren't even prepared anymore because
third parties are also more active.
But Jack, but this is my problem with Jack.
Third parties are also more active back then.
Jack, did you play Jedi Survivor this year?
I don't like Star Wars, bro. You know I don't like Star Wars.
Okay, that's cool. Did you play Elden Ring?
I don't like, bro. You naming shit you know I don't like, bro.
These games that come out. That's my.
No, he's naming third party games, not first party.
Okay. How about this, Tarek? How about this? I'm playing Madden 24 right now, a brand new release. I just got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a brand new release. I just bought that Shantae game that never been on PlayStation, brand new release. I play new games, bro. I got like 3 or 4.
Jack, you just named a game. Didn't that Shantae game came out 20 years ago?
It's never. It literally just came on PlayStation for the first time ever.
Jack, how many hours you put? Okay, this is a joke. How many hours you put in Persona this year?
Like 100.
How much hours? How much you put in last year? Persona.
I never played the game.
To stream that game.
I got paid.
Jack,
you gotta understand this too, Tarek. Jazz bringing up a good point. A lot of my gaming now, bro, is really dictated on
streaming.
my content.
I know it's streaming.
So even if I'm interested in the game, if I don't think I can stream it, or if I don't feel like gaming on stream, I'm not gonna play it, bro.
But Jack, that's your issue. That's your issue, Jack. That's your issue, Jack. You don't want to stream this game. You're not going to play it, and that soured your entire taste.
But let me ask you this though. Have y'all noticed? You can go back and listen to the podcast. I do not complain about gaming right now unless BG brings it up. I haven't complained about. I already acknowledged, bro. It's a lot of games coming out that people's fuck with. Y'all don't see me hating on none of these new games coming out on Twitter. Y'all don't see me shitting on them. If I ain't gonna play it, I just don't play it. If it look cool, I say it look
I ain't
cool.
gonna lie.
I don't talk about these games, bro.
Jack, I got you covered. Jack, I got you covered. It's a good game coming out this fall. I think you'll really like it. It's a very good game.
What's it called, bro?
You seem like a very creative guy.
Ah, okay.
No.
Jack's not going to play it because he didn't play Ski Sides 1, so he's not going to play it.
And I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I did bait Jack a little bit. I did bait Jack a little bit into this argument because I just want to hear him lose it. And also, this nigga, this man Jack. But hold on, no. Last week you started talking about that bald head man, and then I got slandered on Twitter for it. They was like, oh, because what's the name in the chat when it ran and said, oh, BG talk about you when it was Jack. I didn't even do nothing.
You should have said that with me. But look,
I did.
I ain't say nothing bad about that dude, right? I got on him because he was getting on my mans, right? So I was just defending my mans. I ain't even hear the fucking statement. I ain't say nothing bad about that dude.
Bald man?
I don't feel like I said nothing bad about him, personally.
I'm like, why I'm catching smoke? And he in the chat,
I ain't say nothing.
He ran and lied to that man, said, "Oh, BG and them was talking crazy about." I'm like, I didn't even say nothing about
man's
it.
Yeah.
It was the gaslighter's fault.
I didn't say nothing bad about that person. I just said I ain't like the way they was coming.
And he fell for the okie doke and actually just believed them without even. Oh man, you know.
Hey man, it is what it is. He can listen to it himself.
BG just getting attacked, innocent. All right, we done.
Also, I just want to say, Jack, some of the games that would fill that void for new IPs, but they release them like Pixel Opus and Sony Japan Studio that would produce new IPs. Those are
no one was buying them. No one was buying them games, Jazzy. Stop bringing them.
Another thing.
Jazzy, they don't buy the game. That's why that studio's not around no more. They don't buy the game.
Tarek, this is another thing, though, right? Compared to PS4 into this gen, Sony has a horrible fucking relations with a lot of independent developers, bro. They remaking Alien Hominid right now, right? Great game. I beat it on the GameCube back in the day. Why is that game not? Why is the remake of that game coming to everything except PlayStation?
Jack, I'm gonna keep it real. I don't give a fuck about that game.
Hold on, but look, check this out. Katana Zero is one of the greatest indie games to come out in the past decade. That game been out 4 or 5 years now.
Jack,
Why
I can
is
tell
that
you
game
exactly.
not on
I can tell you exactly what happened, Jack. During the
here we go.
during the PS4, it was dry as hell, and Sony acted like, "Oh, we love indie developers to fill the gap." And then when they got everything on track, they was like, "Oh, fuck y'all niggas, we don't need y'all no more." That's exactly what happened.
That's literally what they did.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Bro, they had a campaign. PlayStation loved indies, bro. What happened to that campaign? Where's all the indie developers?
I'm gonna tell you something.
Our games came out. We don't love them no more. That's exactly what happened.
Were you guys talking about Dr. Trey?
No.
Huh?
No.
There's other bald men in the world.
I heard somebody talking about filling the gap.
That was fire. That was fire.
Jack,
Good
I
shot.
gotta
Good
say,
shot.
like, keep in mind COVID as well. I think it's crazy that anyone could say their output the last few years has been bad, because think about it, like the launch of the new console, they had Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us 2 and Dreams just on the PS4. Then in the end of the year, Demon's Souls, Spider-Man, Astro's Playroom, Sackboy. I reckon they have had a much higher pace cadence of releases than the other publishers, honestly, the other platforms.
Jack's talking about the PS5 output, not what was already on PS4.
That's a PS5. That counts for the PS5.
But this is what's crazy too, though.
It was cross-gen. It's cross-gen. We get it. It's been cross-gen the last 2 years.
I'm gonna tell you how dire it is, right? Because y'all don't want to admit this. I don't never remember a time in gaming where PlayStation fans use second party and third party timed exclusives as their own game.
Jack,
like Final
Now Final Fantasy an exclusive game?
They've always they did that last generation. They did that last generation.
Jack, you're lying.
No, but they bring it up like it's a first party game.
Metal Gear Solid 4 was a third party exclusive. What are you talking about?
Nah, man.
They've always done that.
I feel like they put
Insomniac was the second. Insomniac, Sly Cooper,
Resistance
at one point. What are you
the only reason they doing that right now is because it ain't shit else coming out.
No, Jack, they've always done that.
Because even
the
Forza
last one
Horizon,
announced-
before they were acquired, like Forza Horizon was an exclusive. Every Spider-Man, Resistance, Fall of Man, they didn't own Insomniac.
Even Fat Fat Princess dudes was bragging about Fat Princess. That
no. I'm not
they didn't know Sucker Punch either.
I'm not talking about those games. I'm talking about games to where I did say second party. I misspoke. I'm talking about timed exclusives. Now, of course, you're gonna brag about a Ratchet and Clank and shit like that. That's a PlayStation game, sure. But I'm talking about shit like Final Fantasy. Niggas bragging about that. Stella Blade was a multiplayer first. They funding the game. That niggas acting like, come on, man, what we doing?
Dog, they did it with Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 1, and 3, and 4. They did it with all the Metal Gear Solid games.
Yeah, but it wasn't at first.
Yes, it was. Metal Gear Solid 1 was
now they're
literally
paying for the
I'm talking
development.
Oh,
no, I feel that.
They've always done it.
I don't think Stellar Blade will come out.
So let me ask y'all. I'm gonna ask y'all overall question. Is a yes or no answer. Are you satisfied with the amount of games and the level of games Sony putting out right now?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the launch is the best they've ever had in PlayStation history.
I said that, and they looked at me like I had 5 heads. But
nah, easily.
Jack,
compare the launch.
I just don't get it. Last year they dropped two great games. Yes, they were cross-gen, but Horizon. I know people don't like Horizon, but
the problem. My problem with what you're saying, Tarek, and Alex already touched on this. I think Ragnarok and for Horizon Forbidden West, I think those are great games, right? But my mind wasn't blown. My mind was blown in 2017. You see what I'm saying? My mind was blown in 2018. Replaying the game, I felt like I'm playing a new version of the same shit. Like it's like when a nigga play Madden, bro. I'm playing Madden 24 right now. I'm like, oh wow, this is just like Madden 23. It's slightly different. Like, bro, it's the same shit, bro. Like, what we doing?
I think you know why? Why'd you stop playing Madden, Jack?
Because it's the same shit. And
No. Why'd you quit Madden last year?
I just don't like it.
No. Who made you quit Madden last year?
Smoove? Oh yeah, Smoove.
Yeah.
Smoove made me. Yeah.
Smoove, I need you to beat him in God of War and somehow find a way to beat it so he can stop playing.
Beat him in God of War.
So he can stop playing these shit so he gets a break and he can come back. I didn't think you burnt out.
No. You're right. I do. You know who I need to take a break? I need Guerrilla Games to take a break with they got. I love Horizon, bro. Why is there rumors of 6 or 7 Horizon? We don't need all of that, bro.
It's
Why?
okay,
The
bro.
remake?
It's not out.
See, this is
None of that is out.
this is the problem. I'm gonna tell y'all one more problem I
They're
got.
working on a new IP as well,
What?
though.
Oh, that's cool. But
Jack, I think I have a solution to your problem.
what's that?
I think it's time.
Get a PC.
Yep, I think it's
No,
time.
bro. Hold on, I'm
Wait,
gonna
look, you can knock two birds out with one stone. You can get a gaming PC and get rid of them shitty ass laptops.
Look, Bond, I'm gonna ask Bond, what did PlayStation fans used to always say about Mario, Zelda? Damn,
The same thing every year.
How many times we go? We've been playing the same fucking game for 30 years, 40 years. What the now when they announce a new God of War project. Now when a new God of War project is rumored coming off a fucking game that niggas was already calling DLC, now it's a beautiful thing. Like
The only games I have, Jack, on my PS5 shelf right now is Elden Ring, God of War, and Returnal.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Here's why I'm not here's why I don't accept the stuff about Horizon, right? People talk like, bro, there are 2 Horizon games.
I agree.
And a remake coming out.
No, we don't know that. We don't know. The only thing we know that is definitely coming out from Horizon is the games as a service. There are 2 Horizon games. That's it.
This is the problem, BG, with Sony. Y'all remember we was talking about being transparent earlier? Sony used to come out and say, hey, this is coming out. Is this coming? We're not going to speak on that, but that might come. Now we only have to go off rumors, tips, and tricks. If MBG ain't telling me a game possibly coming out, I don't fucking know.
I'm going to tell you something. Stop going after rumors. Stop going after rumors.
Hold on, Jack.
And then we wouldn't have no fucking podcast, bro.
Hold on.
Hold on, wait. Let me just.
But I'm not going to lose it over a rumor, though.
Hold
on. Losing your brain over it, bro.
Wait a minute. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. If you go back and listen to any Weapon Wheel from the past 2 years, half the topics are rumors and speculation because we don't know what the fuck is going on.
You lose your mind, Jack.
And
I've been telling you
and
for years
VR.
to stop with the rumor shit because it's pissing you off.
I can't, bro. You need to stop,
bro. You need to stop.
Okay, how about this? Let's make a deal with BG. BG, for the next 3 months, don't do a single topic about a rumor. I'm
gonna keep doing rumors. But we don't. You don't have to lose your mind over it, though.
I'm not losing my mind. I'm losing my mind that y'all are okay with. Look, this is what I'm gonna say about Horizon, though, right? I love the 2 games, but that remake is probably a real thing, right? That strategy game is probably a real thing. We know about the games as a service game. The TV show is definitely a real thing. That's 4 projects right there coming out in quick succession.
TV show has nothing to do with PlayStation.
We don't, Jack. We don't know that.
My point is, I'm like Will Smith when they broke into his house. Where are the video games? But I'm like, where are the new IPs?
Yeah,
and we get new IPs, bro.
And we also don't know that they're coming out in quick succession, Jack. We don't know. We don't know they exist, and we don't know they're coming out in quick succession. That's a reach.
Yeah,
see, Tarek, you got all the answers, right? You not sway. Where are the new IPs, Tarek?
I don't know where they are, but I'm saying.
So why are you arguing about?
I'm saying they're coming out. I know from experience that they are going to release new IPs. They're not. They have no reason, based on their past history, to know that's not coming.
No, not based on experience. They've already announced it.
Basically,
they already
put it, Jack.
So Neil, let me ask you. We already said this.
We know from the investor slides how many are being developed.
But all the new IPs they have announced, 2 or 3 that they have announced. They're extract shooters.
You want to make a bet, Jack?
13 new IP in development.
Let's make a bet, Jack. At the end of this gen, they'll release 5 new IPs that are not related to this one. $1,000 right now.
That's not happening.
No, it doesn't matter. No, games. 5 exclusive games that aren't that are new IPs. I don't care.
Next year.
We're not gonna count the games that are servers games. We're not gonna count none of them shit.
See, this is so silly. It says
take that bet.
Jack just wants PlayStation to keep talking about the same games 5 years in a row like they did with The Last of Us 2 and Ghost.
Jack, take the bet.
I'm not betting. No.
I'm ready to get out of here, though.
I want to know. These dumb ass Neanderthals that watch this podcast, you can't be serious, bro. How many, bro? PlayStation. Never mind. Go ahead, BG.
I gotta go, BG.
End the fucking podcast.
Hey,
man.
John, Nib, appreciate y'all coming, man. Y'all could take off.
It was fun, man. Everyone have a good night.
Like I was about to say, the next new game that they announced, PlayStation announced, was that new single player game that Naughty Dog was working on when they said they were going to delay factions indefinitely.
What the hell? We've been waiting on Factions 2 since what, 2019 that they said it wasn't gonna be in the game. But that's cool. Like, bro, just miss me, bro.
BG has been saying next year for the last 3-4 years.
Anybody that's arguing shit, I say just miss me, bro, because you clearly lost, bro. You lost in the fucking sauce, bro.
And also, Jack,
Y'all niggas
and also-
cooked, bro.
Yeah,
Also,
no, Jack, I agree
they're
with what
also
you're saying.
making.
Like,
Oh, no, man.
What's
They're also making movies on stuff like Gravity Rush and Days Gone, franchises that aren't getting new games anytime soon either.
Those have nothing to do with PlayStation, Jack. Shut up. Shut up.
No,
you
but
want to
that's
hear an
those ones
interesting
that
That's nothing to do with
PlayStation,
PlayStation.
stat?
That's Sony's computer. That's Sony's movie department. That's
Jack, we got more PlayStation movies than PlayStation exclusives
Actual
and IPs.
games. That's what Jack is talking about.
I got no comment.
They have nothing to do with each other.
What's up, Dip?
yeah, no, I was going to say, Jack, I do agree with Jack. It's taking a piss how tight-lipped they've been with the announcements. Like, yes, I can tell you from the investor slides what they've shared with investors about what's in development, but I shouldn't have to do that. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that I
Yeah,
have
we
to-
should.
You know what
as
else
the
too?
people buying the games, we should know.
You know what
Yeah,
else? Too,
exactly.
If they was a little bit more transparent, I wouldn't be able to complain. Because any of my complaints, you could say, "Okay, we seen a trailer for this game coming out. This game coming." We don't get none of that shit no more, man. We know they got a fucking tablet with broken controllers attached to that motherfucker coming out, and some earbuds. That's supposed to satiate my me wanting to play a game, bro. Like, what the fuck? Are we
Jack,
talking
all I'll say is this: I think by the end of the generation, you'll be perfectly satiated because I
He's
really
gonna
do
be
think
fine. Jack is gonna be.
I hope you're
Jack
right.
is
it's gonna be fine, bro. They got
We're
some big fucking hitters, new
We're
IP
gonna
in
look back
the
at this
pipeline.
shit. We're gonna clip all this shit and show how crazy Jack was at the end of his generation. He's gonna look crazy. He's gonna look, Jack.
You know what's crazy?
Fucking crazy.
You know what's
man.
crazy, Tarek? I'm more looking forward to Alan Wake 2. I'm looking forward to Liza P. 2 new games by the way. Over Spider-Man 2. It should never be like that.
Jack, I'm finally glad you're playing something as a Persona. Thank God. I'm happy.
Yeah, but see,
Thank God, bro.
I'm not gonna let y'all
happy.
get that narrative off because I be playing mad different games, but niggas just don't like the games I play. That's the difference.
Jack,
I enjoyed
I
Liza
donate
P.
to
The
every
demo.
on
It
your
was
stream,
good.
my nigga.
Yeah, I
I've been
already bought Liza P. I'm about to buy Spider-Man like next week.
Jack, I'm gonna be there when you stream it too. I'm
Thank
just
you,
happy.
brother. I appreciate that.
All right,
I bet
so
your streamers prefer Spider-Man 2, though.
They probably would. They probably would.
Yeah.
okay, well,
Do you
this,
care about us anymore? The people that watch your stream?
I try to.
this has been very riveting. Thank you, gentlemen. It's time to get out of here. I'm just gonna say thank you to. We don't gotta do outros. It's gonna take too long.
You gotta read the super chats, bro.
Oh yeah. Bond, Alex, Jack, Jazzy, Smoove, Nib,
The
Tarek.
hell? That is
Thank
not
you.
my name.
Thank you, gentlemen. Let me read these last super chats. Damn. How long am I gonna stay in after dark? I got work in the morning. And I got wife and kids.
Oh, we all got work in the morning, nigga. I don't care. You
still
stay
work,
up.
BG?
Why wouldn't I? The hell?
I don't know.
What,
You
you,
seem like
think,
you go in the corner. I don't know.
you think Weapon Wheel is paying that well?
I could tell you from experience. It's not.
So what's going on with
Shout out-
Blandrew? He's
shout out to the
coming
viewers.
back. Is this true?
Landrew coming
Yes,
back
sir.
in October full time. Yes, sir. Voltron.
So
How
what's
long
happening
how
with
long
the
you think that
Nintendo
gonna
podcast?
last?
Permanent. He's gonna be reliable forever, Bond.
Until he starts dating that chick, and then what?
Uh-oh.
Damn, why put his business on?
Yeah, leave that man alone.
Right, what the hell?
All right. Super chats. Kashav, BG3 Game of the Year, so goated it ended Xbox feature parody. Okay. DJ Smith, my man Tarek always joining when there's PlayStation slander.
Fire. Yeah.
You notice that, right?
Boycott activity. Jack move for president.
Thank you, brother.
And he also said PlayStation showed games 6 years in early. It kept me on PS3.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Like Final Fantasy 13 Voices that came out as Final Fantasy 15. Everyone hated it. Remember that shit? Yeah. Shut up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will see y'all again next week. Up to episode 3.
Just to let y'all know, I will not be here next week. I will be vacationing into Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Aw.
Yahoo!
Oh darn it! Damn.
Hey, I'm bringing I'm bringing brewskis next week, boy. We gonna be, what you bring to the potluck?
Brewskis. Oh man.
We're gonna miss you,
Oh,
man.
my
BG
God.
Campbell, bro.
Yeah. Oh.
You know that Drake meme?
Fuck.
Remember what was it when Kevin Durant got injured?
Oh, yeah, exactly like you were saying. Yeah.
Damn, dog. Damn.
Bond, can you sign my shirt? Sign my t-shirt, Bond.
right, yo, just check in, Thursday.
That's what he said when he do that shit. Yeah.
I mean, I'm already not looking forward to going.
Yeah, when he got shot, they put a needle in his forehead.
Yeah, he said,
I checked the weather out there. It's like 100 degrees.
What you saying, Smoove?
Wait, you going? You wearing bootcut jeans and Dockers in 100-degree weather, guy?
Shut up. Let's move finish so we can get out of here.
Yeah, please, man. All right, man. Thursday, check out BG's channel. We're gonna have that Planet Xbox Special Edition, Starfield Edition on BG's channel. That's gonna be Thursday, and we're gonna have on my channel. Check out the full blown, my coverage of Starfield also. So we're gonna be Starfield out. I'm gonna be on 2 channels at once that same day, yo. Kid Smoove, Planet Xbox Weapon Wheel Podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Oh my God, y'all niggas put me to damn sleep with all this PlayStation bullshit. Niggas ain't releasing shit. We ain't need to be talking about shit. But let's go.
Move. I got a question about Planet Xbox.
Yep.
On Planet Xbox, can you walk 10 minutes straight in one direction?
Yo.
You could sit and look straight in one direction. Like, I don't know what the
what?
What?
Hey,
every question don't need a response.
No, and every question don't need to be. We're out of here.
I found out that people call buttholes starfishes. Did y'all know that?
Yeah.
Okay, we somehow back to talking about ass. I don't.
Yeah, chocolate starfish.
I saw it. I don't need to see a starfish. I was like, what the hell?
Why is he always talking about ass? What's going on?
When you see like an ass, it kind of.
Have you just discovered booty eating or something? What's going on?
Bro, man is ass, bro. I
just discovered booty. What did you say?
Booty eating.
We out. We'll catch y'all next week.
I must have saying it like that though.
Booty eating. It's British, man. Wait, we invented the language. Chill, okay?
Hey man, cheers.
Right. Plenty of tried and plenty of failed. You can run and hide, but you can't dodge what's in my weapon well. Name another pot that's big or small, I'm contesting it still. Name another spot or any section, I'm king of the hell. Name another squad that wanna test it, I'm beating them still. Bye. No, you can't dodge what's in my weapon well. Name another pot that's big or small, I'm contesting it still. Name another spot or any section, I'm king of the hill. Right. I know my bro King got me. See, that's a black bond that can't be broken. No Idris Alba, I'm a black bond. Aiming a scope and all black panel. You can never try playing us token. Yeah, we playing games, but now one of us playing or joking. Not at all. Oh wait, then Jack Move came in with the trophies, God in a lane of its own. Like, how can you gamers approach me? Tell Kid Smoove to body you in Halo, then send your family an angel emoji. You should've known, dog, you ain't got enough Series X's. Blind got all the answers, no, you ain't gotta ask Siri questions. All the latest gaming news gotta be here to check it. Since 2015 and beyond, I'm just here to respect it. When you at the top of your tier, it's a blessing. From the bottom, so no way we appear to be desperate. This for anybody doubting, I'm clearing a message. And if you ever had a problem, I'm here to correct. Plenty of fail. You can run and hide, but you can't dodge what's in my weapon well. Name another pot that's big or small, I'm contesting it still. Name another spot or any section, I'm king of the hill. Name another squad that wanna test it, I'm beating them still. No, you can't dodge what's in my weapon well. Name another pot that's big or small, I'm contesting it still. Name another spot or any section, I'm king of the hill. Right. I know what it is, man. Weapon Wheel Podcast, y'all know what we got in the building, man. We got BG. We got Kid Smoove, we got Jack Move, we got Black Bond, I mean. Blandrew, I mean, what you can't off strafe us, bro. Like, the strafe too strong.